Gentlemen.
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap? Crap.
People come to us because we don't sell them on anything.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of duty.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute.
I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the pool.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be, so it is, so it is. It's a Tennessee thing. Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba. Happy Thursday morning to you. Shout out to the freaks. Coming in, victory edition. Victory edition of Talk Sports for me. Nice little 2-game winning streak on the golf game. Nice little 3-game winning streak in trivia. That's right, Sam. Back-to-back titles.
I thought this was for the four-peat.
No, I don't know if I said that yesterday, but it was a 3-peat. Don't rain on my parade. And yesterday we had to have a gritty performance. Yesterday it was gritty.
Careful. I control the buttons back here. I can turn you off at any point.
No, I wasn't going to talk about what happened in the golf game. That was gritty as well. But I won't go into details. That was a story of grit. You could say choking. You could say clutch, but we won't get into that. I was more so talking about the trivia performance. We didn't have our best stuff, but we just kept grinding, and then got to a question at the final round that I thought was super easy, but maybe it's the sports side of me because everyone else seemed to struggle with it. We stole the victory with the last round double up to bring home the title to go from, I think, third to first.
What was the question?
They gave you the category, the topic was famous people, and they gave you a duo, 5 different duos, and you had to get where they went to school. But it was there were enough sports guys in there to like really hammer it home. And maybe, where I was playing, they don't know as much about sports as me, I guess, because I'm a professional. But like all 4, like all I had to get was 4 of the 5, and one of the duos was Emmitt Smith. One of the duos was Charles Barkley. One of the duos was Grant Hill, and one of the duos was Katie Ledecky. Which to me, bada boom, bada bing, I knew all 4 of those, immediately. You're shaking your head, yes. You know as well, right? I think all those are pretty.
You said Emmitt Smith, Florida.
Yeah.
Katie Ledecky, Stanford.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, Auburn.
Yeah.
Grant Hill, Duke.
Yeah. Very easy. I thought.
I think that's pretty simple.
Now,
especially for a last point, like the
last question,
final round. Yeah.
I don't know if I think the Katie Ledecky one might have stumbled people, or made people stumped them.
I might not have gotten that one immediately if that wasn't a trivia question in the past month and a half that we've done.
Oh, really?
I feel like I did that as a category.
Oh, maybe you did, yeah.
And I think I put Katie Ledecky in there.
I don't know why. It's always stood out to me as she went to Stanford. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just kind of keeping up with her greatness and remembering when she busted on the scene and was like, hey, I'm going to the Olympics, but also I'm going to Stanford. Maybe I think I've always made a connection with her and Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just two of the GOATs going to Stanford. I don't know why, but I don't think many people knew that, but I did. And the other one was like where Jeff Bezos and some guy went, and that was Princeton. I didn't know that. Good thing we only had to get 4 or 5. Am I right? But yeah, a nice championship. I was riding pretty high yesterday. Then my Hawks beat the Grizzlies.
I saw that final score.
Got a little
For some
dicey.
reason, I'm signed up for Grizzlies notifications, I think, on The Athletic, and I don't really watch NBA, nor do I really care about the Grizzlies that much.
It got a little dicey. It got a little dicey in the third quarter. The Grizzlies came out hot. And it got a little dicey. I did hold my breath at the very end of the game because the Hawks didn't make the shot that would have, iced it. They didn't get a defensive rebound on a free throw, which what the hell is it with my team not getting rebounds on free throws? They're easy. Box out. Just box out. But then John Morant has the ball full head of steam with like 5 seconds left. For some reason, their coach has 2 timeouts and decides not to call one. I'm like, Jaw's going to get to the rim. Nope. Jaw don't go to the rim no more. He takes like I thought it was kind of a travel because he lost the ball. The next thing I know, he's taking like 3.5 steps, and he's back at the three-point line. Boom, throws up a 3, and I'm like, this guy can't shoot. He's like a 30% career three-point shooter, but all he has to do is make one. I'm like, oh, my God, if he banks this in and we lose this way and I have to hear William and Evan and some of the other Grizzlies fans in my life, I'm going to be upset. But clank, never in doubt. So it was a good night for me last night. What about you guys?
Pretty solid night for me. Watched, I don't know, kind of mid-hoops, I feel like.
Yeah, it didn't seem like any of those games were worth keeping up with.
Mm-hmm. I had just, like, YouTube up on the side.
What do you watch on YouTube?
Depends on the day. I don't know. Sometimes I just watch, like, some comedy things, throw on a podcast maybe. Yesterday I was watching this, like, it's some golf channel, and it's like a group of guys that they basically just go around the country and they like kind of do a guy's trip of just playing a bunch of different courses around the country, and they kind of have like cool cinematic shots of the course, I guess, and like some interviews with people that work there and have designed the courses and stuff. If you're not like a big golf guy, you probably don't like it, but I like to geek out on it a little bit.
Okay, well, it seems to me that golf
is it Manners?
It's in no laying up.
It kind of seems to me like golf has the best YouTube following. Like it seems like their videos do have the most traction.
Yeah.
What's the appeal there? Is it like with Bryson DeChambeau? I kind of like watching his. Whenever he's got a guest on that I care about, I'll watch him try to break, 50 or whatever it is. I'll watch that because I want to hear him interview, and I like him and Adam Sandler, him and Steph Curry. Like I want to see those guys. I guess like with Curry, I knew he could golf. With Sandler, Happy Gilmore was coming out, so I wanted to see what he'd say about that. But outside of that, I've never really dabbled in the golf stuff. Is the appeal of it seeing what professionals do and how good they are and what they hit when they're just messing around, or is like the appeal seeing just all these different courses and layouts?
Yeah, I mean, like what I like about this is that it's not really pros. It's just kind of like regular guys that are good players, obviously, just because they play a lot, but like they're not out there and they're competing on the PGA Tour. But it is, to me, what's entertaining is like you kind of get a peek of maybe some courses that you'll just never be able to play, whether or not they're just like pretty exclusive private clubs that they've gotten access to for some, special video or something. Just kind of getting able to see courses that maybe you wouldn't typically be going out there and playing. Like even if you go out and you do pay for a certain round, like maybe you're not going to go to this course where it's $1,000 to play or something, but you want to see a video of people playing on it.
That makes sense. That doesn't really appeal to me, but I get the allure of seeing the different layouts and stuff.
I think just seeing people like travel around the world too, and just seeing.
Well, I'm a hater. I don't want to see people being happy getting to travel around playing golf. Bryson DeChambeau's earned it by being a professional, and being really good. I'll watch his videos, but only every now and then. I don't need to watch these other schmohogs traveling around living the life as an influencer.
Fair.
Bubba, top of the morning to you. How are you?
I'm all right, John. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Added another pizza to the catalog last night.
Here we go.
3 pizzas down already.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
How can the people see it? What's your TikTok?
That could be private information. Nah,
Well, what's the point of doing it if it's private?
Nah, it's just be shown.
Be shown.
Yeah, it's got a Frank Ocean green hair picture.
Okay. If you want to watch Bubba's pizza reviews, be shown. A little promotion there for you, Bubba.
Thank you.
Maybe you'll pick up a couple followers. What'd you do last night? Anything fun?
Honestly, it kind of mirrored Sam's approach.
Yeah? You just watched YouTube as well?
Had YouTube and then just, some basketball games that I didn't really care about, but I have people in my life that do, so just to talk with them, water cooler style.
Sure.
Like the Kentucky-Texas game. Kept that one on a little bit. But yeah, so, it's pretty much it.
I was in a Britney Spears mood coming out of trivia. They asked a Britney Spears question.
Oh, baby, baby.
Yeah, and I got to be honest. I told you we didn't have a great performance during the regular rounds, and that one I got too cute. I felt bad. I kind of let the team down there because.
Were you giggling as you turn around and you.
Well, no, it was just one of the questions of, basically what was Britney Spears' first #1 single? And I overthought it. I could kind of name the trajectory of her singles and, when they were released, but we overthought it. And, the girls on the team were like, oh, baby, hit me, baby, one more time. And I'm like, yeah. Do we think that debuted at 1? I was like, it's probably oops, I did it again. They were just looking, because it's the year. They told you it was 1999. So, you were looking for, I was trying to do the math in my head, and I told us the wrong answer. That one hurt. That one was on me. But then I was just thinking about how big of a pop star she used to be. I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of her and some of her music videos and stuff.
You just went home and turned on Britney music videos?
Car ride home. Car ride home.
I'm glad she's related to Jamie Lynn Spears.
Does Jamie Lynn do anything?
For me, yeah.
No, I don't mean physically, sexually, Bubba. I mean, does she do anything?
She used to be an actress. Yeah.
Zoe 101 or whatever it was. But, did she do anything after that?
I think she just kind of took her prize money and went home and became a family woman.
Yeah. No cash cow Britney. To just prop up that whole family.
Would she have gotten that role for Zoe 101 not being...
No. The big appeal back then was that. I mean, she was cute, too, as a kid. It's there's a chance maybe, Sam, I guess. But, the appeal was definitely it's Britney Spears' little sister.
Seems like she's trying to take back her life and become an author.
What is she going to write about? Being Britney's little sister?
Things I should have said.
Yeah, it's probably about her family and Britney. We don't want to hear from you, Jamie Lynn. You don't get to cash in on this tragedy.
Pipe down.
And I was thinking about how it was a tragedy. It was this girl was a huge, huge pop star, and it's kind of crazy what happened to this poor girl's life.
Teen mom, journey through personal struggles, near fatal ATV accident for her daughter, and then Faith.
So not about Britney. Yeah,
no.
Right.
Well, Britney's got a little section.
Yeah,
probably.
don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. All right, sounds like everybody had a good Thursday or a Wednesday night. Let's have a good Thursday morning. We'll come back. We'll reset. We'll talk some sports. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold wave filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
The place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
The SEC basketball was kind of front and center in the college world yesterday, really, and maybe the entire sports world. You had Jeannie Buss taking on LeBron James and her brothers, which that was a messy story. And it felt just kind of like an unnecessary story, as the Lakers have already been sold, and I don't know how much more there is to that other than just like, hey, they don't really like each other anymore. Family, kind of miserable. But also we got $10 billion, so that's okay. But then you had the Alabama NBA player. As I did appreciate William and Russell. They kept hammering home that he was an NBA player. Not quite, but not that far of a stretch either. I mean, I don't really consider a career G Leaguer as an NBA player, but I did appreciate the fanning of the flames because it was a really stupid story. I think we all agree on that.
Whatever you need to do to fit your narrative.
Sure. And maybe some people do consider him an NBA player. So, I'm not even necessarily telling them they're wrong. I just I thought it was funny.
First Google image, if you search him, he's in a Spurs uniform.
Really?
It's not G League.
I don't know when that would have been because I don't think he never got an NBA minute. I guess
that's the holdup on this whole thing, right? Is if you just someone who hasn't made it to the NBA yet, but opted out of college early and then went to the G League, basically.
It does seem to me like that seems to be the difference. Is that if you've never registered an actual NBA minute, then you might have some legs to stand on. Now, we'll see, because I still don't know if the courts are going to side with this guy. I do think, Sam, it's, to me, in my mind, 50-50 at best. I do feel like it's a true 50-50 proposition that he gets to play the rest of the year. I do think there's really a 50% chance that Saturday against Tennessee is the only game he's going to play. Do you have that same read on it, or how do you feel? Do you think this is just something that, hey, they're not going to be able to make a decision within the year and he's going to play all year?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true. I do feel like, though, I don't know. I mean, I guess the courts aren't just going to make a decision based on, like, the public backlash of the entire decision.
I hope not. I hope that's not how courts work.
Right. So, like, you know, it's hard to say, but it's clear that, like, everybody in the college basketball landscape is not in agreement with the ruling. So, like, I do wonder if the courts kind of look at it a little bit deeper and they're like, all right, maybe this isn't exactly, like, the best way to go around this, and it's a pretty slippery slope.
You think we could get, like, Kevin Punter back or Jordan Bowden?
See, none of those guys left early. That's another important caveat, is that this isn't a guy getting a 5th year of eligibility. It's a guy that left school early and, you know, made a big mistake in his life, essentially, because he left school, went to the G League, and, you know, has never cracked an NBA minute. Kenny Chandler, I think, made an equal – no, I can't say that. Made a mistake, a similar mistake, not an equal mistake, because Kenny Chandler at least got a nice contract from the Grizzlies and made a little money. He also played like 36 NBA games. Now, I will say that, like, the rules keep changing, so, you know, maybe that slippery slope gets to, well, you know, if you only played, like, you know, less than half a season in the NBA, you get to come back, because in the past it used to be any type of professional basketball kind of ruined you. Any type of foregoing your eligibility ruined you. I don't want to be too much of a hypocrite, because I guess we have a professional basketball player on our team with Ethan Berg. I don't know how much we can complain about it, you know, but at least, you know, he's not coming in the middle of the season. At least he didn't have to, like, sue. But he made some money playing professional basketball too, which I feel like used to be just a clear-cut no-no. And then we started getting a little murky with the European or you know, the guys overseas and them playing basketball. But I did think something Russell said yesterday was true, and it was, I thought, well said, was when he was just talking about just everything in college athletics. How it seems like there's so many stuff the fans are against that they're just like, we don't really care. Like, I don't think any of us really want 6th or 7th year players playing. I think when you run the numbers and you look at the polls and you look at reactions of people, we all think that's pretty silly, right? Like, unless it's just directly benefiting your team.
Free Birdo.
Right, unless it's completely benefiting your team. And he was looking for what? Was he looking for his 5th year?
I think it was like his 6th.
His 6th year. But, like, some of that was, like, D2. But, like, either way, like, I think ultimately if we said, hey, none of that's going to work anymore, I think most people would be like, you know what, that's good. Personally, I'm completely fine with you get 5 years to do 5 seasons. Good luck. Best of luck. I don't want to get into the minutia with medical red shirts and, this was a D2 year and yada, yada, yada. 5 years, 5 seasons. Go for it. But,
just any level, like if you start at JUCO, that's one of your years, and then if you go and
I think that's the easiest thing. Like, I think that's the simplest way forward is just like, hey, 5 years of college basketball, regardless of where you're at.
Yeah.
5 years of college football, regardless of where you're at. I do think that's the easiest way forward. You could also convince me to other models. I'm not dead set on that. If you told me they're like, hey, you know what? 2 JUCO years equal 1 year. We'll do a 2-for-1 at the lower level. That way you don't get maybe 7 seasons of football, but like, hey, if you played 2 seasons, that's going to count for 1. That opens the door for 5 years and 5 seasons if you spend 2 down there and come up. But, like, if you want to get into something like that, I'll listen. I could be okay with that. If you want to tell me that JUCO years don't count at all, I'm okay with it if we just make that rule. The problem is we're just making things up as we go along. You could tell me, and I don't think it would take much to convince me. I don't know how the rest of the audience feels, but like, if you tell me that no JUCO years counted, I don't think that's really college athletics, at least, on the grand scheme of things. I'd be okay with that. JUCO years don't count. But again, we need to come up with some type of rule. And also, as Tennessee fans, we probably need to make sure we're not like doing too much thumping here. Like I said, as Ethan Berg's on the roster, and we're like begging for Joey Aguilar to come back and get another year of eligibility. But like what Russell said, and I do think it's true, is like no one likes most of this stuff. No one likes all these extra years, but it doesn't matter. I don't know how many of us actually like the NIL and transfer portal. Do you think that has a positive or negative perception, nationwide, say, when it comes to college fans?
I still feel like it's probably negative.
To me, I'm not as sure on that one. Now, like, you probably have some people that really hate it, but I think most people are probably like, it is what it is. Those guys deserve to make some money. Yeah, they deserve to pick where they play. Now, I do think, again, I'd like some guidelines here, little guardrails. Like, I don't like a free agency every year. I'd be completely on board with just being like, hey, you get to transfer once, and that's it. Or like, hey, here's a contract where you are going to have to be here at least 2 years to get your money. I'm good with that.
I think that's the easiest way to do it.
I also think they should limit. Like, if I'm fixing things, one of the things I think I would really like to fix is getting rid of the idea of a signing bonus at these schools.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's ridiculous. Like, if you're going to get a signing bonus, you have to have a contract. Everybody has to have that. In the NFL, in the NBA, you get your money, some money up front. Guess what? You got to stay. You don't get to go be a free agent after that. Hell, we do that in real jobs. Somebody gets a sign-on bonus. Typically, you got to stay for a year. Hell, even nurses at the hospital got to work 2 years out to keep their bonus out of school or whatever. I think that is completely fair to be like, hey, we'll agree to this deal, X amount of dollars, but we're not giving you any money up front, because it still grinds my gears thinking about what Legend Bay did to us and how he probably ran off on us for about $300 or $400 or maybe even more, thousands of dollars. That's something I'd like to see fixed. But overall, I think ultimately I probably would say I'm a slight thumbs up on the transfer portal, NIL era. I don't hate it like other people, but I don't know if I'm in the minority there.
Do you think it would change with people that how many people do you think are just, I'm good with kids getting paid, but then maybe it's like you go look at the numbers of it and it's like, are you good with just some random, to your point, like just signing a random 18-year-old and boom, you get $200,000? Like how much of that would rub people the wrong way?
I mean, it would probably make people mad because, like I said about the golfers, getting to go live out in go travel paradise and play golf. We got a lot of haters. Yeah, I'm sure if I asked a father of 4 that is, really trying to set his family up and is struggling to pay his bills and whatever. Hey, how do you feel about these 18-year-olds getting $500,000 to come play football? I'd imagine he hates it because we're bitter and we're haters by our nature. Hell, a lot of former players probably hate it because they didn't get to reap the benefits of it. But I'm just saying, from a sports fan perspective, I can overlook the money because of the interest, the added interest the transfer portal gives me, and the hope it probably sells a lot of fan bases. I will say, the coaching cycle, overall, all the college football, off the field stuff got more interesting with it. You don't seem as hopeless. It gives us a talking point with all these new coaches. Because, in the past, with Lane Kiffin even, we'd be like, hey, here's 3 or 4 years to build this up. But not anymore, brother. Every new coach is probably going to be expected to put a pretty good product on the field by year 1. Year 2 at the very latest. I still remember when that was a year 3 or year 4 situation. So I do appreciate that, it doesn't feel like you're dead. And we reap the benefits of that, too. I mean, not so much the transfer portal, per se, but the idea of just being able to flip a roster and not have to do a big rebuild. We did that with Josh Heupel. And I think ultimately that helps college athletics. I'm pretty confident that the majority of sports fans, college fans, don't want the expanded playoff. At least not to like 16 or 24 teams. I think most of us would say, hey, you know what? 12's kind of fun. Let's just leave it at 12 for a while. I would imagine that most are vehemently against the idea of a 24-team playoff. But if I was a betting man, I'd say within 5 years we'll be at 24 teams. So I did think Russell's point of just, you know what? They just kind of keep giving us stuff we don't want or stuff we're anti.
But you still continue to watch it no matter what.
There's a tipping point for some people with all these things, like where eventually you're just like, you know what, the soul's gone. I don't like it as much. It's not the same it was to me. I mean, there's plenty of sports that used to be super popular that then went, kind of took a back seat. We've never seen that with football. We've never seen that with NFL football. We've never seen it with college football. So, like, I don't know what it is, Sam, that would make people turn the TV off. But, yeah, I don't feel like it's this. Now, college basketball, on the other hand, I don't know if they've got the same stranglehold. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if college basketball has the same grip on us as sports fans as football does. The NBA sure doesn't. And by just logic, that would mean that college basketball is much less popular than college football. If they start messing with some of this stuff and tinkering with some of this stuff and turning people off, I think they could actually be hurt by it. Football, not so much. Colin Kaepernick kneeled for the anthem. Some people whined and complained, said they were turning it away. Viewership kept going up. They were able to survive that and not really miss a beat.
Yeah, there were plenty of people that, like, when the NCAA proposed the March Madness getting expanded, they were like, no, I will never. Like, I don't want to watch any of these guys get a spot. So, yeah, I mean, I do think moves like that are the things that kind of get people disengaged pretty quick.
It was dumb to go. It was not met super positive when we went from 65 to 68. It was kind of like, what's the point? But I was like, okay, as we get here, that's all right. I'm all right with that. 76, I feel like would be pretty gross. But, yeah, like if they ever got to what they proposed with, like, the 128, I just feel like people would just be like, enough's enough. This Alabama story, though, is kind of gross, and it did kind of dominate, like I said, the sports conversation yesterday. I guess we could say that, like, Alabama doesn't have to play him. They could, let this play out a little bit and make sure that he's going to be eligible for the whole season before they just drop him into one game. But then you realize you're talking about Nate Oates, who played Brandon Miller and those guys through a murder investigation. So, like, he's probably going to do what's best for Alabama and Nate Oates, which is get a big body out against Tennessee, who likes to play with big bodies. I don't think Nate Oates has it aimed to be like, you know what, we'll wait and see what the courts say before we just randomly drop him in there. That's so Vols. That's so Vols being the one team that might have to face him.
Slime ball Nate Oates.
What stood out yesterday on the actual court in college basketball and SEC basketball? Because, Kentucky, it kind of sucks that it does seem like they are kind of figuring things out, laughing at them. Tennessee fans definitely can't do it anymore after they beat us. But, like, the rest of the SEC, it felt like we kind of had them on the ropes. But that was a nice home win, against the Texas team that had played a little bit better. And then, yeah, A&M, we had talked about them needing to keep it rolling and how terrible Mississippi State was. Not a big surprise there. A&M runs Mississippi State out of the gym. It feels like we're going to have some turnover there. We had a lot of, SEC football coaches get axed. Do we feel like that same thing's coming for basketball?
I think you'll definitely see it for a couple teams.
Like Mississippi State feels like they're going to make a change, right?
I could see them making a change. I could see Oklahoma making a change. I could see LSU making a change.
I honestly, you say you could see them making a change at this point, Sam. I don't see like there's really any
they
realistic.
Wouldn't make a change.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't see there's any realistic scenario that those teams aren't looking for new coaches.
Yeah.
South Carolina, I don't know what their expectations are. I don't know how much they want to pour into money. I don't know what the math is going to do to these other sports whenever, you have to make the decision of, like, revenue sharing and how much money can we allocate to buyouts. Like, do we really care enough about college basketball to pay buyouts and then go have to hire a new coach? Or do we want to bring in as much money as possible in every sport? Every team's going to have to kind of make that decision. But, yeah, like those three you started with, Oklahoma, LSU, and Mississippi State, it's hard to me to fathom that those guys don't get fired.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe even like Chris Beard over there at Ole Miss if things don't really turn around, or he might just leave them.
I could see him leaving them. I'd be surprised if Ole Miss was ready to like run him out after what? He's only been there 2 years.
Yeah,
I'd find that one hard to believe with his proven track record. But I don't know. He might be a jerk to work with.
You talk about like how serious a school is about basketball. To me, like Auburn's very interesting, just to see how they play for the rest of the year. Like if Stephen Pearl shows kind of some signs of life, they've been scrapping and clawing to just kind of stay above water, barely beating out South Carolina and Ole Miss. But then if you look at like what they've got coming down the line in their next 6 games, they're going to go on the road to Florida, Tennessee, and Arkansas, I believe, in 3 of their next 6. And then they've got Alabama and Vanderbilt still mixed in between, but those are home games.
I mean, Texas is not a great team, but they've shown they can at least play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean that Auburn could very easily lose 5 of their next 6.
So like if they just kind of spiral this season, like I do wonder if it's just like, hey, we hired Stephen Pearl just to not blow up this roster for the year, but do we really want to continue to like be serious about hoops and go get a bigger name?
It feels hard for me to think that they would fire Stephen Pearl within 1 year because that just tarnishes the Bruce relationship. And I do think the Bruce relationship matters to them just in terms of like having a legend that wants to be involved with the school and, trying to keep their best, stretch in basketball history rolling. Now, Stephen might not be able to do that. I can't imagine Bruce would look at it and be like, yeah, I understand. You got to fire him. I think everybody would be like, you know what? It's 1 year. Give him a chance. But, yeah, like there's a chance that they are, bottom 5 in the SEC, pretty realistically.
How much influence do you let your former coach have, though?
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like Tennessee fans would probably pretty upset if there was, Rick Barnes retiring and then Rick's like, I'm just going to hand this off to the assistant, and then they have a terrible year. And even after Rick Barnes is a year removed from coaching, he's like, no, you got to let this guy have some time. But there's candidates out there that are interested in the job. Like, how would we let Rick Barnes control Tennessee's future in basketball even after he's gone?
Well, we've had that discussion here locally for the last couple of years in terms of successor for Barnes.
Yeah.
And should he be allowed to pick his guy? Will Danny White allow him to pick a successor? Will he allow them to kind of pressure into a hire? Definitely not going to be his son or grandkid or anything. It's not like he's got anybody like that on staff that he would, nepo baby hand it off to. But yeah, like there'd be some assistants that he'd probably strongly recommend. Of those assistants, I don't know if any of them would have been here, for basically the entire run, and be like seen as the ace recruiter, because a lot of our assistants have gone on and had better offers and gotten head coaching jobs. So I don't think he'd have the same pull there. But yeah, no, we've had the same debate about like what type of input Rick Barnes should have and what happens next. Now, I will say those conversations seem a little pointless right now, and the team's not very good. You lose a lot of the whole like, hey, you get to pick things whenever you're, we talk about Auburn falling into the bottom 5. There is a pretty good chance Tennessee is looking at 2 and 4 in the SEC. That feels pretty gross. But it's very realistic that, yeah, like we could be staring at being 2 games under 500 and fighting uphill just to make the tournament. As we sit here right now, Sam, Bubba, what's your confidence meter that Tennessee is a tournament team? Are we still in like the 90s there, the high 80s, Sam? What is your confidence that we are at least a tournament team?
Probably like 85 to 90.
Okay.
I think things have got to go pretty south. Like, I still have faith that this turns around. I don't know if it's go to the Elite Eight again type of turnaround, but I think they got to be able to at least get their head above water at some point.
Yeah. Bubba, where are you at? Do you're at like 50-50?
We'd be a 7 seed.
Right. Like, now that's a different story about, like, the seeding.
Yeah.
Like, if I ask you the confidence of being a top 6 seed, that goes down to, like, what, 60%? 65%? 66%? 67%?
Dear God.
But if you lose this game against Alabama on Saturday, and we'll be at Barley's, weather permitting, for a little watch party, hang out, have a place to watch with some friends, eat some pizza. But yeah, if you drop that one, you're 2-4 in the SEC. When you say things have to fall apart, Sam, with the SEC the way it is, like, we can't go worse than like 8-10, right? In the conference?
Yeah.
Which means at that point you'd have to basically go, 6-6 down the stretch, which we should be able to do. But it's really gross that we're having these conversations. We'll talk some Tennessee basketball coming up. We'll get into football in hour 2. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Linda, and Talk Sports is my favorite radio show because them boys give me what I need. They don't pull any punches. They tell it like it is, and they're so funny. John's voice is sexy, and Cody reminds me so much of my late brother Donnie. It just warms my heart. Listen from 7 to 10 every weekday here on Fan Run Radio.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
It is jarring looking at Tennessee's schedule and just seeing the L's and seeing how many we have already, seeing that we are staring 2-4 in the SEC down the face. Could you compare this to how we felt going into the Auburn game last year? Like this Alabama game this weekend? Because if you remember, the vibes were pretty low last year heading into that Auburn game.
Yeah.
Tennessee was at least 4-2 in the SEC, though. You know what I mean? Like the stakes didn't feel maybe as high going into the Auburn game, but you're heading into the number one team in the country, and you were, I want to say like 8.5, 10-point underdogs, somewhere between there, somewhere around that area, and everyone was kind of bracing just to get your ass kicked. You had been beaten by 30 points by Florida. You had lost to Vanderbilt on the road, and that was a Vanderbilt team you didn't think highly of. But like outside of that, you had already had a good win against Arkansas. You had a road win at Texas. You blew Georgia out. You beat Mississippi State by 12. Why were the vibes so low going into that? It feels kind of foolish looking back on. But like if they were low, everyone's like, oh, we're going to get slaughtered. we're going to get killed.
I think it's just because Auburn they were off to such a hot start last year. Like, they just had that crazy non-conference run where they looked untouchable.
You think it was it? You think it was more just about how good Auburn looks?
I think that's kind of what it was. Just like, wow, we're not going to match up against these guys.
Yeah, I would say us losing to Vanderbilt and then getting killed by Florida on the road probably didn't help like our road confidence, because like we had the Texas game that, you know, we kind of stole there, but maybe our road record wasn't very good. But I just remember, you know, we felt fairly hopeless going into that game, and you know, here a lot of people have been saying that Saturday feels similar in terms of us going down there and losing to Alabama.
I mean, say what you want about the way that this team has been playing so far this year, but I do think there's just something to be said for Rick Barnes' teams have been great at responses kind of against adversity, I feel like, over his tenure. And, like, you don't really see too many, you know, 2-game losing streaks. You don't see many 3-game losing streaks. You certainly don't really see a 4 or 5-game skid type of thing. So I think the fact that, you know, you haven't even had a midweek game. Like, I think these guys are just getting drilled in practice this week, and I'm sure they're going to be pissed off enough themselves kind of playing against each other for an entire week that, like, they're going to want to be able to go out there and prove something.
To me, it feels like a referendum on this team on Saturday.
Yeah. What are you made of?
You talked about that after after you lost to Alabama, you know, down the stretch of, you know, what kind of program you have, how do you finish, or maybe it was after you lost to Oklahoma. You asked about that and how you respond against Florida. But, like, you know, Rick Barnes is trying to push these buttons of, hey, you're not Zakai, you're not Jemai. Those guys were winners. You're not. You're soft. And I do know that, like, they were pretty tough on them, at least on Monday's practice, and trying to hammer it home that, like, hey, this is not acceptable to our program. But to me, Sam, if you don't respond to that after a week off, that would be pretty disappointing. My confidence, my interest in this team is going to crash if they go to Tuscaloosa on Saturday. I don't want to say if they go there and lose, because I don't think it's a must-win game. But kind of like we talked about that Auburn game, you need to, like, have a good showing. Like, Auburn was a frustrating loss last year, don't get me wrong. And the way you lost, you felt like the refs kind of screwed you, and you kind of blew that game. But you went on the road to number 1 team in the country, and you lost by 2. And everyone came out like, okay, you know, the sky's not falling, if you will. Now, this isn't the number 1 team in the country. This Alabama team isn't great by any means, right? Like, I mean, they, compared to years past, they're probably the worst team he's had the last couple of years. Is that fair to say, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, good guard play, and I think they've struggled with consistency down low, and, you know, that's obviously kind of where Tennessee kind of feels like they at least built the roster to try and have an advantage at.
And, you know, you combine that with Tennessee's luck against Nate Oates,
rebounding,
and, you know, and his program, just with the physicality standpoint and just the way they play. And, you know, like, I fully expect Tennessee to go in there and, you know, like I said, if they lose anything more than like a 3-point game, I would be pretty down on this team.
I mean, Alabama, just for me coping, lost at home to Texas.
Right.
2 games ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 games ago, excuse me. But
yeah, so I mean, it's not like they've been awesome at home just where they're unbeatable. Yeah, you saw a Texas team that I think we're all confident that Tennessee is better than Texas.
I biasly feel that way.
I mean, we beat them head-to-head, and, you know, I just still think that we feel confident that we're a better team than them. So, yeah, if they could go in there and win, you would hope Tennessee would be able to. Was that a midweek game, Alabama-Texas? Was that a weekend game?
That was a Saturday game.
That was a Saturday game? Okay. So, yeah, it's not even like they had the Saturday, you know, crowd rocking and everything. Now, Tennessee's a rivalry game, so, you know, the crowd will be a little bit better for that, I would imagine. But still, this is a big game. This is an important game. It's a gut check game. It almost feels like, I don't want to say a referendum on Rick Barnes' program, but like everything that ends typically ends ugly, or else it wouldn't end. You know what I mean? Very, very, very few people retire on top. Very few people get that, you know, crowning moment of like, hey, I won the Super Bowl. I'm going out on top. Now look what happened to you, Travis Kelce. You went 6-11. Moron. You should have went out back-to-back champions instead of losing a Super Bowl and then having the team fall apart on your watch. Think about how much better your life would be, Travis Kelce, had you done that.
Why are you bringing up retirement?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying because, like, when I'm talking about referendums on your program, like, we're at the point now where, we don't know how this is going to end for Rick Barnes. You gave him the career, lifetime contract. You saw what happened to Coach Calipari, a couple of years after getting that lifetime contract. It was a curse. But I'm just saying, like, Barnes has had an awesome run. But, like, if this season goes super poorly, I don't know how many of us have a lot of confidence in it getting fixed, is what I'm saying. It's just the reality of Rick Barnes' programs. You know what I mean? Like, we've all kind of been waiting the last 3 or 4 years of, like, okay, when's the finish line? That was a real big talking point last year. I don't think that talking point's disappearing. I'm not trying to kick Rick Barnes out the door, but I'm just saying if they go down there and get shellacked by Alabama, those type of conversations are going to start happening. Those type of questions are going to start being asked of, like, okay, are we sure that he's got what it takes to kind of get this fixed over the next couple of years? Because it's just a year in, year out grind. You have to be on your A game. You can't really afford to have down years, I feel like, in college sports anymore. Especially when you're living like we do with trying to fill things out in the transfer portal. You have a couple bad portal misses in a row, guess what? Program falls apart. Just ask Musselman at Arkansas. I mean, that guy had a string of Elite Eights too, and the next thing you know, boom, they hate him and he's gone. Now he left and went to USC, but I don't think anybody's calling Rick Barnes to come steal him or anything. But I'm just saying, the safety net or the stability we had in this program, it's a fickle bitch, man. Like it's tough to look at and say, got time to fix it, or oh yeah, you'll get this fixed, because Barnes has said it himself. Feels a little different this year. You don't have your cornerstones around that you can rely on. Think about the run we've had here at Tennessee. Not only the games we've won, but like the Grant Williams and Admiral pretty much transitioning directly into Josiah and Vescovy. And I know that maybe those two names don't maybe carry as much weight with Josiah and Vescovy the further you get removed from them, when you consider, Josiah was frustrating and Vescovy kind of lost his mind or lost his offensive talent, towards the end of his career. But, like, those guys were pretty big program guys, mainstays. And then, of course, you roll that into Zakai and Jamai. That's a pretty blessed existence for Rick Barnes as a coach. Now you look around, those guys are gone. Who's next? You hope you got somebody on the team right now that's going to kind of help build that. But Rick Barnes, whenever he's frustrated, doesn't talk as if he is super confident in the leadership of this team. To me, that's a little alarming. And to me, that worries. Like the arrow starts trending downwards on your programs. And to me, that's problematic. I do think from a football perspective, that's why you saw Josh Heupel fight so hard for Arian Carter. Because I do feel like he's, not the same level as Jamai and Zakai and those guys, but like he's kind of the football equivalent, at least the defensive equivalent of like, hey, I'm from Tennessee. I care about Tennessee. I care about this program. You fight for those guys in the locker room. I don't know if Tennessee's got any of them in the locker room right now. And that's scary to me. Your two best players, your two leaders. Yeah, Jacoby Gillespie grew up a Tennessee fan. He's from here, but he ain't a lifetime Vol.
It's easy to go find talented players, but you can't find leaders just growing on trees.
Yeah, and to me,
4-year leaders at least.
Well, yeah, and to me that's why I can't go all in on the transfer portal mentality. Like when we look at any of the sports, like you still have to have some leadership, and it's hard to be a leader when you're jumping school to school. And I'm not even saying that in a mean way to Jacoby Gillespie, but like it's hard to come in without having helped build this, without having helped, bled and sweat and cried over it and had those heartbreaks that Zakai and Jamai had. Like that stuff matters. And Nate Ament, he didn't transfer him, but he's a hired gun as well. It's not like he grew up in Tennessee dying to be a Vol. He's a guy that you won a recruiting battle for. that quite frankly, I don't know if I'm Nate Ament, and if I was in his shoes, would you be more worried about how the next 2 months play out of your basketball career, or like, what happens with like your NBA future, like protecting those prospects and trying to make sure you're in line there to be successful? I don't know where I would be.
I feel like they're kind of tied together though, right?
In a way, yeah. Not so much when I guess whenever I was thinking about whenever we had the conversation about him being a little limited with injury and stuff. That's kind of gone away though. But the ankle thing's like hung over his head. But like, yeah, he does need to play better. But like, does he need to play better as team basketball, or does he need to play better as like, hey, I'm the go-to guy now? Is this good for my NBA prospects to go down here in the paint and get beat up and play the 4? And be just kind of the glue guy or the hustle guy, the guy that's playing defense. And I did see a chart. Evan, is it Mariaka? How do you say his name? Marikawa, thank you. He did a efficiency chart of all the players in the country. And it's like, hey, here's how they lay out. Are they offensive studs? Are they defensive studs? Are they both? Nate Ament is getting graded as still basically, I didn't count him, but let's just call it a top 20 defensive player in the country. He's been really effective on the defensive end. I still think Nate Ament's been a pretty good college basketball player. Now, has he lived at the 5-star height? No. Not from what we all thought he was going to be. On the far right, upper right hand of that chart, which means offensive and defensive stud, is Cam Boozer. That's what we had hoped we were getting with a 5-star was that type of performance, and he is up there. Now Gillespie is there kind of in that All-American category, as an offensive stud. Defensively fine. Defensively solid, I should say. I mean, he had good defensive measures. But then you had Nate Ament far on the left side where it's like, hey, the offense, not great. Defense, though, solid. Maybe top 20 in the country. But that ain't helped his draft stock. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's like, hey, I need to get the ball more. Maybe it would behoove Tennessee to give him the ball more and just try to let him be that offensive guy. Maybe it would behoove Tennessee, like Sam said, and it's tied together of like, hey, the best thing for Tennessee moving forward is the same thing that's best for Nate Ament. You go out there and you dominate. You go out there and it's your team. We've tried to run it through Gillespie. We need to let him run off of you.
I mean, what do you have, 7 shots last game?
I don't want to hammer that point home because I do think, the 8 free throws kind of – you could say it's 10 or 11 shots, you know what I mean? Like he had a little bit higher usage than it shows. Because at least he had a couple shots that didn't go in, but they call a foul, and those don't count on the stats. But I would even say that to that, Sam, 10's not good enough for me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He needs to be at least a double-digit attempts guy a night, I think.
And that to me is what's so interesting about Saturday, because you're at a little bit of a crossroads. Maybe I'm being dramatic and saying we're at a crossroads for Rick Barnes and his program moving forward, years down the line, and how his career is going to end here. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just kind of painting the picture of that's what's at stake. But at the very, very least, this season's at a crossroads. And you've had a bye week to prepare for it. You've had a bye week to change your philosophy, to do things differently. So I'm excited to see what they do differently. Do they do small? Do they go small more? Does Nate Ament have different looks? We'll watch it at Barley's on Saturday. Come hang out with us. Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
All right, starting now.
All right, there we go.
50 states, 45 capitals.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Okay, Washington, Spokane, Oregon, Portland.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Am I wrong, or is he already 0 for 2 on the capitals?
Am I
wrong, or is he already?
Oh yeah,
for 2 on
Oregon is Salem.
You already missed it. You don't get to go back.
On 1340 WKGN.
Oregon is Salem.
No, because we just told you the answer.
No, you didn't. I'm not letting you get in my head.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Drink the light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. Let's kick off hour 2 with some headlines. What you got for me, P-Team?
Thank you, John.
You're welcome, Sam. Hope you got some good headlines for us.
San Francisco Giants outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee was momentarily detained by U.S. Customs and Border Protection upon his arrival at Los Angeles International Airport on Wednesday due to a minor paperwork issue, apparently. Was traveling from South Korea. Said he either misplaced or forgot part of his travel packet, and he was not allowed to enter lawfully.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. And then it sparked a big internet debate on, like, what's it gonna be like when the World Cup comes to town, and you've got all these people from different countries.
That is that is an interesting thing that's coming up, right? Like how many people are coming and just from all over the country.
All over the world.
White foreigners, black foreigners, brown foreigners, just everybody's going to be coming in right now where, we're all white in here, but I think we can all acknowledge that it's probably pretty scary right now to be a brown person, especially or have brown family members, and just, if you're in a place where ICE is hanging out and, the way that things are kind of going now, that even if you are legal, but you don't have your papers, your day could go in a weird way. So yeah, having a bunch of people just come into the country right now just seems kind of crazy. I mean, that's coming up soon, right? I mean, the World Cup is
this summer, right?
Is it this summer?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. When does it start?
Looks like some matches start June 11th.
June 11th.
Which I imagine they'd probably have teams and, players and such like that weeks beforehand to get acclimated.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just going to have people pouring in, like I said, from all over the country.
John Lynch has said that Brandon Ayuk has played his last snap for the 49ers at the end of their end-of-season, basically, press conference. He said, I think it's safe to say that he's played his last snap with the Niners. It's an unfortunate situation that just went awry. I'll look hard and see what we could have done differently. And then I believe Kyle Shanahan said that was the weirdest thing that he's seen in his 23 years of coaching or something like that. Signed that huge extension, 4-year, $120 million extension, and then, gets hurt a little bit, and then it's just you haven't even seen him at the facility over there. I don't know if any team's going to necessarily, go after him at this point.
I mean, Tennessee needs some weapons.
I'm good on retread wide receivers. I want to buck that trend.
I got no use for any wide receivers. I'm good.
This makes me really happy, though, for Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Who's kind of cemented himself, and then him and Ricky Pearsall become the it guys out in San Fran.
I don't know if that's the case. Juwan Jennings is going to be a free agent. Now, they could pay him, but I think there's a chance that, I don't know, maybe he follows Robert Saleh and comes home, and he's a Tennessee Titan. Juwan gets to play,
Saleh was DC. He's not talking to Juwan.
I bet they are. The way those guys are wired, two tough guys, I bet they talk a lot. I bet they talk a lot. I bet that's his type of player, too. I bet Robert Saleh loves him.
They probably eat, a bowl of nails together for breakfast at the facility.
But either way, Brandon Ayuk, what a weird, terrible last 2 years for him. I was helping make the case. I was reading the stat nerds. I was watching Ayuk's yards after catch and the way he was, doing things a couple years ago. And I was like, hey, he's a borderline top 5, top 6 wide receiver. And then they gave him a big contract, and it has all gone downhill for him. He got hurt. And then just you know what? I'm good on the 49ers. Never going to play there again.
We'll see if more 49ers players start to leave the team, as John Lynch also said that they are going to look at everything that could be causing injuries, including the electrical substation next to the practice facility as well as the stadium. Because it deals with allegedly the health and safety of our players, I think you have to look into everything, Lynch said. So you guys, we've been reaching out to anyone and everyone to see, does a study exist other than a guy sticking an apparatus underneath the fence and coming up with a number that I have no idea what means? That's what he said. I hope they have to move either this electrical place or they just say, hey, we're moving our facilities entirely. The stadium's right next to it too, though, which is problematic, I feel like.
I don't know what you do. I mean, I guess you just, if something comes back that tells you that you're hurting your players, you have to do something with it. Would this hurt you if you were a player linked to them in free agency this year? Would it be enough? Is it enough out there now where you'd be like, I'm going to go somewhere else?
I mean, I've heard a lot of former players just talking about how slippery of a slope this is in terms of, like, did you play for a long time with the 49ers? Like, did you suffer an injury when you were playing at the 49ers if you didn't play for the 49ers? Like, it could open just a whole bunch of lawsuits and player safety stuff and, you know, like, was the league kind of conscious of this and they didn't know type of thing?
Will this also include, like, front office personnel?
What do you mean? In terms of them getting sued or in terms of them, like, losing, like, hurting their tendons?
Well, and for both, like, in case becomes a big lawsuit against the 49ers, like, front office personnel, you know, the janitors and
No, it would
all
just
that kind of
It
stuff.
would just be the organization, the owner. It is fascinating, though. Give me Juwan Jennings in two-tone blue. Let's go. See you later, Brandon Ayuk. Although I do still think he could probably play. You know what? I take it back, Sam. You could probably convince me to take a flyer on Brandon Ayuk. I like that guy. I do like him.
Man, you don't want the hometown kid to come home. You
No,
want
I
want the head case.
No. I want Juwan Jennings. Did you not hear me, Bubba? I said bring me Juwan Jennings, but I'm saying
you also rewrapped and you said,
well, I'm saying
Ayuk.
I would take Ayuk as well. My preference, you know, I'm ranking my preferences, Bubba. My preference would be Juwan Jennings. Then, you know, if Brandon Ayuk can't find a home, yeah, we'll kick the tires on him. Although I would imagine that Robert Saleh does not like the cut of his jib. How we just said that he probably got along with Jennings, he probably thinks Brandon Ayuk's a coward. So, like, I don't imagine that happens. We'll see if the 49ers pay him.
We will, yeah. Well, they already paid him, I thought.
Jennings, no, that was
you're talking about Jennings.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Ayuk.
No. Lynch said he's done in this town. He's done.
Yeah. You got some coordinator hires around the NFL. The Buccaneers finalizing a deal with former Falcons offensive coordinator Zach Robinson to become their offensive coordinator. Robinson was not brought back in Atlanta after Raheem Morris was fired. He spent 2 years there. The Bucs, though, fired their first-year offensive coordinator earlier this month, along with kind of the overhaul of their coaching staff down there in Tampa. Saw that Brian Callahan was scheduled to interview for this OC job today in person, so I think he's struck out on a couple now.
It is crazy to me that Tampa didn't fire Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
And you know, Zach Robinson, I don't think he was the problem in Atlanta. But when I was watching them, I don't know if I ever really felt like, this Atlanta offense, this is revolutionary. This Atlanta offense, they're running on all cylinders. Wow. Michael Penix, he's great. Kirk Cousins, he's great. So I don't know if Zach Robinson's going to necessarily be the answer in Tampa. I can't believe they brought Todd Bowles back, though. Like, it's just crazy to me because Tampa just finished so disappointingly. I'm excited for next year's NFL season, like, you know, with the Titans and looking at the NFC South. I think both those will be pretty interesting. I'm excited to see what Stefanski does in Atlanta and if Baker Mayfield and him get into a fist fight.
Give me all the rivalries. Former Giants coach Brian Daboll will meet with owner Terry Pegula, Brandon Beane, and other key Bills decision makers today. So I would imagine that I think you'd probably get word of where Brian Daboll is going to go today. Like, if they lock him down for that Bills job, I'd imagine that gets announced. And if not, it kind of seems like Daboll's interested in the Titans OC job, if that's not the case.
I would imagine he's getting locked down in Buffalo today. Buffalo, I don't know what the hell they got going on. That owner's press conference yesterday was weird. They're trying to defend the GM and throw McDermott under the bus, talking about how, Keon Coleman, yeah, we know he sucks, but it was the coach that wanted him, not our GM. So then people, went and found YouTube videos that the Bills put out themselves of the Bills GM talking about Coleman and how they wanted him and like, oh, he ran a little slow. That's great. He'll slip to us now. Oh, he looks just like Gabe Davis out there. And now they're like, hey, let's go hire Daboll. If not, I don't know who they would hire. Like, I don't even know who they've really been linked to outside of that.
I saw they completed an interview like with Joe Brady, but that seems like that's a huge step down.
I don't know that they do love Joe Brady there, and I don't know. I guess Josh Allen doesn't love him the same way he loves Daboll, but like I maybe that would be their safety choice. I don't know. Little pop culture headline on the way out. Shouts to my girl Rachel McAdams. Got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Nice.
What a woman.
What is
Does she deserve it?
Huh?
Yeah, you heard me. Does she deserve a Hollywood Star Walk of Fame, whatever the...
If she doesn't deserve one, who the hell does? Well, I mean, sure, you can say like Robert De Niro and you know, I know some of you guys. I know, Bubba, you're a big fan of Bill
Washington.
I know you're a fan of Bill Cosby. Like, you maybe want him to have one and stuff. But, like, Rachel McAdams, she's had an iconic 20-year career. She should have got in just on the strength of being Regina George. That's one of the more iconic characters of all time, Bubba.
What are, like, the qualifications of getting a Hollywood?
Being famous.
But, I mean, there's got to be something more than just being famous.
Being iconic, having a long career. That's a good question.
Thresholds you have to hit?
Let's Google it together.
You got to win.
Let's look it up together.
Oh, she's in The Notebook.
You don't even know what movie she's been in. You're coming on here trying to put her down? Yeah, she's in The Notebook.
I thought this one was a sideline reporter.
Isn't that one of her biggest ones?
Hold on. You thought Rachel McAdams was a sideline reporter?
Instantly hearing the name, I thought she was involved in the sports media.
Are you confusing her with Rachel Nichols?
Or Kay Adams? Yeah, a lot of names happening at once in my mind.
She should have got in just for 2004 alone because, I find it hard to find actresses that had a better year than Mean Girls and The Notebook. Same year.
It is a solid run.
Now, it's out there. I'm sure my girl Emma Stone has done it at some point, but those are two pretty big movies, or at least for that era. I'm excited for a new movie coming out. You seen commercials for it? She's out on a deserted island with her boss.
Oh wait, yeah, I did see that preview last night.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch that. I think it's going to be good. It looks kind of scary.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was getting advertised as like a scary movie or just like a big action movie.
No, I'm not buying big action movie from it. I'm buying, like, I think she snaps. The way the trailer and the theaters made it seem is like she was like a reserved kind of a loser that this boss made fun of, but then when the plane crashes, it's just those two alive, and she's basically,
I'm your boss now.
Yeah, that's the premise of it. Is like, I'm in control now. And then she's like, they show her like killing hogs and like having blood. Like, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Maybe like a kind of a Misery vibe to it, where you had, Kathy Bates, running the show there. It kind of feels like that. I appreciate Rachel McAdams for not taking herself too seriously. I appreciated her showing up on Dave. I don't know if you watched the Little Dicky show, but she showed up there in the last season.
I watched it for a little bit, but I haven't.
Because he had a song about her, about how he loved Rachel McAdams, and she loved it and showed up. I was like, oh, that's nice of her. Her and Brad Pitt just hanging out. Cool. Does she deserve it? He says while thinking she's Rachel Nichols or Kay Adams.
Egg on my face.
Big time, buddy. Big time egg on your face. Wedding Crashers. She was great in it, too. Great movie. Good batch of headlines. We'll talk some football coming up next. Stick with us.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Let's talk some football. Football. Oh. We don't have very many games left.
3.
That's it. Unless you're a big UFL fan like Bubba. He's counting down the days to see the new age for the Houston Roughnecks.
I will be attending a game, whether it be in Birmingham or up in Kentucky.
You got a friend playing or something, or?
Nope, but I've always wanted to go to a UFL game.
Oh, okay.
I get to see stars like Kyle Phillips and Louis Perez.
Kyle Phillips? Like Titans wide receiver Kyle Phillips?
Like former Vols lineman Kyle Phillips.
Former Vols 5-star that played a little bit in the NFL with the Jets. He's in the UFL now?
Maybe. I have no clue.
Oh. What?
Just naming old players?
Yeah.
Why was he the guy that you threw under the bus?
Just feels like he'd be in that.
You could have gone with like Jarrett Garantano.
Not a VFL anymore. But I take it back. He is a VFL.
Garantano's a VFL.
Wasn't Kyle Phillips the name of that tiny little slot receiver that the Titans had who sucked?
That was Kyle Williams, wasn't it? The one that dropped the pass against Buffalo years ago?
No, not that guy. I know who you're talking. I don't know if that's a Williams, though. This kid went to UCLA. Yeah. I'm not crazy.
He did sign with the Birmingham Stallions in 2024.
Kyle Phillips did?
Yeah.
You're onto something there then. Good for you. I'm more so worried about you trying to take Garantano's VFL status away. He's a VFL, buddy.
Yeah, I wanted to be a hot take, but I can't lie to myself.
He was willing to die for the Vols. Now, he did go to Washington State afterwards, so he did leave.
I would go to Wazoo, too. That place is pretty cool. But also, he didn't go to Washington State.
He didn't go to Washington State?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
It was either there or Rutgers.
No, he went to Washington State.
Did he go to both?
Egg on my face for everything.
Yeah. Tough break for you. My rules are if you transfer and everybody's okay with it, you get to keep your status. That's how I judge things.
It was Wazoo.
Yeah, I'm the professional. I don't know who the hell whoever wide receiver Sam's talking about.
Look him up. I'm right too.
Kyle Phillips. Well, I'm saying I don't know who that is, so I was saying I was wrong, I guess.
Drafted him in the 5th round of 2022 draft.
Okay.
Went to UCLA, just like I said. I knew I wasn't crazy.
I wasn't trying to say you were.
I mean,
But that's my
I knew
rule.
that there was another Kyle Phillips out there, was what I was saying.
That's how I do it with professional leagues too. If you leave my team and I'm okay with it, we're all right. But if you leave my team and I'm upset with it, I gotta question your Vol for life status. Like Henry To'oTo'o, not a VFL. Garantano, VFL.
Did it upset you to see Toe making some plays?
Yeah, I was torn by that because he was all over the place. He was trying, and I'd bet on the Texans, so I was like, let's go play some defense. But then I'm like, I don't know if I like you, Henry T. I don't know if I'm a fan of this happening right now. I don't know how I feel. Ricky Gibson, not a VFL.
Now, if you transfer within the SEC,
yeah, that was not a relationship that I was, that I wanted to see end. I was like, you know what, I'm mad now. So, in my opinion, not a VFL. Some of those wide receivers, if Chaz Nimrod wanted to be like, hey, I still want to be a Vol, okay, man, that's fine. You will have to go try to play. You didn't have a path to play here. Now, maybe Chaz Nimrod was a bad example to pull out because I don't really think of him at all.
I was going to say.
Cam Seldon.
Do you get VFL status if you just didn't really do much at Tennessee, but you just go out not making much noise?
Yeah, I don't know. Cam Seldon, I was kind of sad when Cam Seldon left, Bubba.
I'm excited to see him over at USF.
William Patterson had a class with him.
William Patterson had a class with Cam Seldon?
Yep.
I saw that. He went full Wes Rucker on us, is what the streets are saying. That William Patterson did the whole "look at me" thing. Here's my personal tie to this. I'm gonna interject myself into this story.
I do the same thing with guys like Eric Gray and Wanda Morris, and how they would show up and leave 15 minutes early.
Yeah,
but you didn't hear from me.
Were they nice?
They didn't talk to anybody. They just sat there, maybe talked to 2 girls, played on their phone. Oh, hey, William.
William's peeking his head in.
William has popped in. Young Wes Rucker is what we call him.
He didn't seem too excited with that one.
I do the same thing, too. One time, Renato Woolridge stole 2 girls from the bar that I was trying to talk to.
I'd forever have a vendetta against that guy.
I do, too. Swiper boy swiped me.
That's my favorite meme in the world is that guy pointing at the mirror, and he's like, get in there and make it about you.
Wes Rucker and William Patterson. I bought these girls, and this was freshman year. So you didn't have any money back there, but we bought these 2 girls drinks, and they got them. Next thing you know, they walked on stage with Swiper Boy. I got swiped by Swiper Boy. Probably for the best. Those girls seem pretty promiscuous. They probably would have chewed us up and spit us out. Or given us diseases. But that's what I think of. I had a class with Cam Tatum. I had a class with a lot of athletes, which is probably why I'm sitting here and not doing anything very important. You look around, if you're in the class with a lot of athletes, your degree probably wasn't as worth it as my buddies who didn't have classes with athletes. That's kind of the rule of thumb.
You made it.
You can still go back to school if you wanted to.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the heads up.
Of course.
Rams Seahawks feels like the Super Bowl this weekend. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Do we even care about Patriots Denver?
We care about Jarrett Stidham.
We care about him in the sense that we want to see.
We want him to ball out.
Yeah?
Or to absolutely die on that field.
This is a cool opportunity for him.
Yeah.
This could be a career-making opportunity with him. If you go out and you win an AFC championship and perform well in the Super Bowl, you do probably get a big contract somewhere, right? Nick Foles, he rode the strength of that Eagles run. Didn't he get a deal with the Bears and get a chance to start with them?
I wonder about that. Does someone try to make you a starter, or does that just buy you a lifetime contract of being a good backup? You're never going to lose a job as being a backup.
In Denver, he's just the man there. He gets to just be the career backup.
Or just I feel like backup quarterback stars kind of fade over the years. You kind of get a new crop of guys in there that you can go get on a cheaper deal or something that you draft out of college. But Stidham could just solidify himself as the best backup in the league.
The old Wally vet. It's a huge opportunity. So, yeah, I don't know what the future holds for him because he's heading to 30, but this is the stuff movies are made of. How would you feel if you're a Denver fan right now? Would you be thinking this is great, backs against the wall, nobody believes in us, we still have it, we're going to bring the noise, we're going to will us to victory? Or would you be man, we are bleeped. We are screwed. This sucks.
One of my buddies from high school is a Broncos fan, and like we were kind of giving him a hard time when they were giving that lead up, and then they still won, and he was over the moon. And then 45 minutes later, he's like, "I just wish we lost."
No, come on.
No.
He wishes they lost?
You know that Jared Stidham's not going to win you that game.
I don't know that.
People thought Nick Foles was going to win the Super Bowl? No chance they thought that.
They can't beat Tom Brady. That's what they were all saying. It's Tom Brady and the Patriots.
We don't have a cool nickname for
Sean Payton's going to
Stidham,
reach into his bag.
That is true. There hasn't been talk of Jared Stidham's hog. You know, they were talking.
Jared Studham.
Okay, Bubba's talking about his hog. Bubba's there talking about it. Your friend saying he wishes he lost, surely he doesn't mean that. Text him back and ask how he feels now that the emotions have worn off, because winning that game still matters. Now, maybe from a football perspective, we all wish they would have lost. Like, I was rooting for the Broncos, but like in hindsight, maybe I should have been rooting for the Bills from a entertainment standpoint.
Looks pretty good with the beard.
Will you stop fantasizing about Jared Stidham?
Nope.
Is he handsome?
With a beard. Without a beard, he looks like a child.
Okay. So you like a little more of a rugged man, huh?
Yep.
I wish we just would have lost a playoff game. Is one of the worst takes I've heard. But I don't know what it feels like.
I think that's probably some emotions in the moment of just like, man, I just won a playoff game, and then Bo Nix, his ankle just blows up.
Yeah, and that was weird because I wasn't on my phone. I told you I took my mom to the casino. I watched them win that game, and then I pretty much, I somewhat kept tabs. I mean, the 49ers got their ass kicked, so you just kind of put your phone up and live in the moment. But then when we got back to the hotel, the news was on, and the newsman said Jared Stidham broke his ankle, and I was like, what? And that was like one of the only times I've been like shocked finding news out like hours later. I feel like I'm pretty plugged in. But that one had gone on for 5 hours, and it just happened. I'm crawling into bed, and they're talking about Stidham, how he was starting. And I was, hold on. Bo Nix broke his ankle? How? I watched the end of the game. When did he break?
I just texted him, and his vibes have changed. He said, ain't no party like a Stiddy party.
There you go. All right, so he's just doing the run of emotions for fans. Okay. Ain't no party like a Stiddy party. Like Diddy. Yeah. I get it. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to think about what the hell that meant, but they're calling him Diddy. Okay. We'll see how that goes for him. Are we rooting for the Patriots in this game because of what we're worried about with the Stiddy party? Is America terrified of the Stiddy party being in the Super Bowl? Because I will say that, like, I do think the Broncos have a chance this game, but it's mostly because of the home crowd and, like, the elevation. And, like, just Drake May going in his first, on the road for the first time in the playoffs. I think Drake May has been pretty shaky in the playoffs. I thought he was a great regular season quarterback. I owe him, some gratitude for getting me to second place in my fantasy league. Not a championship, but at least it pays some money. It wasn't his fault I didn't win the championship. It was the Jets' fault because he got benched at halftime because they were up like 30 points. But, like, I like Drake May. But I feel like he's been pretty shaky. And him going on the road in the playoffs is a different beast. Him going on the road for an AFC championship is a different beast. I think the Broncos have a chance in this game. I think Stidham's got a chance to play well in this game. I don't know if I feel that way about Stidham in the Super Bowl going up against that Seahawks defense. We're trying to keep pace with the Rams.
Drake May so far in 2 games in the playoffs, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and then 3 other fumbles that he's put on the ground, but they've recovered. So
yeah, I was going to say
turnovers have definitely not been something that he's been, keeping under control.
Putting the ball on the turf multiple times. And just sometimes the Patriots ended up getting back on the ball. But that Broncos defense, I think, has been proven to be a little overrated. You've seen, guys move the ball on them. The Bills move the ball on them. It's not as good as the Texans defense. But at home, juiced up with a chance to go to the Super Bowl, I do think that pass rush is going to be a factor. And I do think the Patriots are susceptible up front. So, like, I look at that as a good opportunity for the Broncos, unless Drake May plays well.
You want to see Mike versus Mike, or Sean versus Sean, or Mike versus Sean, or because that's the names of the coaches.
Really?
I'm sorry, John. It looked like for a minute you were doing some chess.
Well, I was doing some thinking in my head of like, wow, I didn't realize that there were 2 Seans and 2 Mikes. But I did realize that you were referring to the names of the coaches, Bubba. I would like to see, I mean, from a football fan standpoint, I would like to see Sean versus Mike. And, of course, left to right, I'm going NFC, AFC. Because that's the way I do it. In my mind, the NFC is on the left side and the AFC is on the right side.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree?
I don't disagree.
When you view the conferences,
I can't say that I agree. I don't disagree.
If you had to put one on each side, which one would it be? Because to me, the NFC is on the left side. The NFC to me is like the Western Conference. In Major League Baseball, I do the same thing. The American League is on the left side, and the National League is on the right side. You seem to pause on that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I disagree with you for baseball.
You think the American League is on the right side?
Mm-hmm.
No, I still feel strongly about my take. It's okay to disagree. You're not backing me off of it. I feel firmly about it.
I mean, pretty much outside of the AL West, like that is East Coast teams.
Okay, that's fine. My rebuttal to you, Sam, would be to – what is my rebuttal here? Let me see here. Let's see. NBA standings. I mean, I could be wrong on this. Okay, Eastern Conference.
I agree with you very strongly on NFC being a left.
Well,
and I do – NBA, you're definitely right too. Western Conference is a left.
Well, yeah, because West is. Yeah, I mean that one easily paints the picture. Maybe American League is right. Maybe National League is left. Maybe I'm wrong on that one.
I think maybe just because my brain automatically goes to the Dodgers.
Yeah. Yeah, my brain goes to the Yankees and the AL.
Mm-hmm.
The AL East. Okay, I'm willing to back off that one a little bit. I said you couldn't back me off of it, but then I'll back off of it. And also, I think ESPN is telling me to as well, because when you look at the standings of each league, the one that I think is the right side is at the top. Like the AFC comes first in the standings in the NFL. The Eastern Conference comes first. But in baseball, the American League comes first. So they're telling me that it's the right side. So I yield. But I'm rooting, Bubba, for McVay versus Vrabel. From a football standpoint, I think that would be the best game. Yeah. I am rooting for the Broncos this weekend for selfish reasons, because I don't want to see Mike Vrabel go to the Super Bowl, because I'll probably take the Broncos and the points. But I'm also okay with the Seahawks winning. I don't have any beef with the Seahawks. Puka, I like watching Puka. But I don't dislike the Seahawks. They're fun.
Did you watch that hype video that the Seahawks rolled out?
Mm-mm.
It'll get you going.
About people not believing in them or what?
Yeah, it was just kind of like a hype video for the conference championship game, but it was like a flashback to the first meeting that Mike McDonald had with the team.
Oh.
And he was like,
He's telling them this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, he was like, we got a vision for this team. And then he was like, close your eyes. It's like, it's cold, it's wet, it's rainy.
Ooh.
I can't say the word that he said. He goes, but it's crappy for them, but we love it.
Basically, like we're hosting a home game in the NFC Championship is the picture he's trying to paint?
Yeah. And then it just goes into like a montage of a bunch of highlights from the season.
Some
I'm
good
getting
music.
chills thinking about it.
Some good music ramps in.
Yeah.
I've got chills and I haven't even seen it. But that's all. That is the cool thing about sports. I love a good montage. Tennessee does a great job with them here in Knoxville. I think from a childhood, I just picture like Stone Cold versus The Rock. WrestleMania, my way playing, and I've always loved those type of things. They give me a good montage. But then in sports, when you got – that's cool that they like had a callback. Like picture like if Notre Dame had won that national championship last year, and then they have a video where they flash back to when they announced Marcus Freeman as the coach and everyone's going crazy.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. The Vols win a national championship, and we see Josh Heupel taking the podium, chomping his gum for the first time.
Like, I got hyped with that first little video that Tennessee rolled out of our new strength coach, where he was like, hey, it's day one. He's like, well, we're gonna get there.
Well, that's one that if you get there and you win a championship, and you can go back along the way and look at the little things of people talking about getting Tennessee back to the standard. Like, if you ever get to do one of those.
Did you see how many plates our guys had on? Not a lot. They weren't moving weight.
It's the first day, Bubba. You don't go into the gym lifting your max. You got to warm up.
I've heard that this Indiana guy, too, like, he doesn't mess around about form. He's like he's an ass to grass type of guy. So, like, I don't think you're going to be – they're probably thinking that they could do more weight. And this guy's like, nah, with the form that you're about to be doing with us, mobility, like, it's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, and also, tear it down. Fix the form at light weights and then go from there. Relax, Bubba. Don't let this guy cook. He knows what the hell he's doing. The players, are they very weak right now? I'm not saying that. That's Bubba saying that. But, let him tear them down. We'll talk some Tennessee Vols coming up next. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Shout out to all the freaks watching over on YouTube. I've been called woke on the YouTube for talking about the people in the Olympics and the everybody coming in and just said, have your documents, have your papers on you. I'm like, my brother, you're talking to a man. He's like, keep the stuff on you like an adult is what they said. And I said, you know what? You're talking to a man who leaves the house probably 50% of the time without his wallet. I don't know where my wallet is right now.
That's crazy.
50% of the time, I don't know where it's at. I would be in trouble if I got pulled over and was like, hey, we need your papers. I'd be like,
Do you mainly pay on your phone for things?
Somewhat.
Like just Apple Pay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really anticipate having to pay for anything like today. On the days I bring my lunch, I don't really have to pay for anything. I brought my own soda.
No gas.
I ain't got to stop and get gas. And then, yeah, like if I do have to pay for something on my phone, like I do have Apple Pay set up, which if I do have to run to the gas station to get some soda, little sodies, Apple Pay. If I have to go get some food, I just go to Chick-fil-A where my card is saved on the app.
You keep cash on you?
Sometimes. Why? You trying to borrow some? You trying to rob me?
No, but like if you ever go to, food truck or low-key restaurant, they're just like, hey,
trucks.
cash only.
Bubba, I don't eat food trucks unless I just have to. I'm not a food truck fan. I might be wrong on that. I just don't like food trucks. Very rarely have I ate a food truck and thought, wow, that was reasonably priced and pretty good. Sometimes I think it was pretty good, but I'm like, that was more expensive than I wanted it to be. Or like, moderately priced, but not very good. Very rarely. Very, very, very rarely. There is the hibachi truck out there, and that's still a bargain, and that's still yummy. I'll eat that one. I'll eat that one if I see it sometimes.
There's not a whole lot of middle ground, I don't think, with food trucks.
Yeah.
It's elite or it's just meh.
And I've really not really found the elite ones that at least, like I said, that wasn't like $22, $23. And I'm like, I could have gotten this something better or just as good somewhere else. So I don't really go out of my way for food trucks, Bubba, ever. So to answer your question, without the food truck in mind, I do sometimes have cash on me. Yeah, like I keep $20 in my car in case I'm like holed up and my phone goes dead or something. I don't want to be stranded if I don't have my wallet. Good chance I might not have my wallet either. And also sometimes keep a credit card in my car as well. That way I can pay for something if I don't. Because, I leave my wallet at home all the time. I am not the most prepared person. Derek Owings would probably hate me. He would call me sloppy because I've let myself go. I'm not in the gym as much as I need to be. And I walk around without my wallet. I'm not a prepared individual. He would probably look at me and say, you are not a serious individual, and we ain't going to win a championship with this mentality. At least I hope so. I hope he's tearing those boys down and rebuilding their whole lives. That's what I want for my strength coach. Tear them down and rebuild their whole lives.
I want him to make McIntyre cry.
Boy, did you see that video of George pushing the sled?
Though the legs of that sled looked about as big as his legs.
That, I got to say, did not get me fired up. Now, if that is the before in a successful before and after montage, that would fire me up. But the thing about the before is typically you at your worst. At least that's the ideal, you know what I mean? Like, hey, big weight loss. I used to be really fat. Now I'm not as fat. Hey, weight gain. I used to be really skinny. Now I'm strong.
I think we're about to see, like, George McIntyre have the Alex Jones, like, body transformation meme.
It just paints himself, like, red.
Except I like the one, I know the one you're talking about with Alex Jones, but there's also the one with the black man that's standing there and talking about his weight loss. It's like he just
further away from the camera.
He just moved further away. We'll get George closer there so he looks a little bit bulkier as he stands closer to the camera. That, look, again, makeovers, before and after. Hey, I used to be this really ugly, nerdy painter girl. Oh, wow, now I took my glasses off and I'm sexy. She's all that. George McIntyre, we got to put some weight on him. We got the before picture, and that did not instill a lot of confidence in me. I see, if you haven't watched the video, this came from Vol Football, like of just their first day working out, and there was a shot there with G-Mac, and he does look like a very skinny boy. And that guy's got a very long neck. There's not a lot of
Davis Mills.
He does look like Davis Mills. He's got a little Davis Mills in him, but the legs are pretty weak. The upper body, pretty thin. I see what people have been complaining about. But if you can do it for Mendoza, yeah, I hope that we can build this down, and this is just the first step to a big-time success story. Get these boys in bed. Get these boys sleeping. Sleep in a hyperbaric chamber. Do whatever. Get LeBron steroid dealer. Whatever you need to do.
Yeah, why don't we just get McIntyre on roids?
We don't do roids anymore. We do HGH. But get him on HGH. Get him on HGH. Let's get a little human growth hormone going on. Yeah, that'd be good. Is there anything that can really happen between now and the football season to change anything other than Joey Aguilar?
A player just opting out.
Okay.
Like Mike Matthews or somebody wants to just.
So somebody just retiring or just be like, hey, I'm not playing here.
Or if Deshaun Bishop just goes away.
If Deshaun Bishop decides he wants to get into architecture instead of football.
Yeah.
You get it because he's a beaver. Architecture. He's building dams. Like a beaver, Bubba. You get it? He went to Carnes.
Go Beavers.
Beeves up. But, like, is there anything that we can really do, or are we just now kind of in a waiting game? Or are we just kind of waiting to see where this football program goes? Because outside Joey Aguilar, I don't think there's going to be any more big additions.
Do you think there's going to be any additions, though?
Maybe a couple of depth pieces. Like, they're still talking to people, and there's still some guys in the portal, although at a certain point you got to come here and go to school.
Yeah, classes have started this week already.
That, to me, was crazy about the Alabama story, too, because Sam's already reported to me, like, whenever we were talking about Ty Simpson, that their classes started, like, on the 7th. It's 2 weeks late. Is this guy got to go to school? Is he going to go to school for 1 week? Is he going to enroll in all these classes, and then just, like, they're paying for his classes, and then, boom, he gets rolled ineligible, and now he's gone? He drops out of school again? What the hell is he doing? I did wonder about that. But from Tennessee's perspective, Bubba, there might be a couple of additions, sure. Like maybe one or two like depth pieces. But I wouldn't imagine there's any game changers out there, right? Like Darian Mensah's not coming here. There's not any stud defensive linemen out there that are still in the portal.
Mensah ain't going anywhere.
He might not. Although they did have to put him in the portal, but we'll wait and see. Maybe teams will back off of him until he gets an actual clearance. But is there anything, Sam, that they can do to kind of change how you feel about this team moving forward?
It does kind of feel like you got what you got at this point in like the calendar. I just don't feel like you really hear, you don't really hear too many people making like a snap judgment of a player in February and like off-season workouts. Like I don't think we're going to hear anything of, oh, George McIntyre's taking a huge leap or Faison Brandon looks like the guy, in February. Like I don't think that stuff starts to come out till you get into like the summertime.
It would be really bad for business. So we can't do it and they can't do it. But I would like to just put it on ice. I would like to put the football program on ice and let it chill in a freezer somewhere, and let's just unthaw it like in August. Maybe July. Let's unthaw it in July. Let's see what the players look like. Let's see if George McIntyre's gained any weight. Let's see how strong they've gotten. But, like, I don't need any updates. I don't need any videos.
Maybe that's what this storm is for.
I don't think it's going to last, hopefully, for 6 months, Sam. But, like, I don't want to have the same conversations about the football program for the next 6 months, which I know we're going to. And that's okay. We're in town. People want to hear it. I get it. But, like, from my own sanity, I don't know what they can really do over the next 6 months to change my opinion. It's not like you see guys get stronger in real time. I would like a body transformation. I would like to treat this like Extreme Home Makeover. Like, let's wait and see George McIntyre in August. Wow, there's 15 extra pounds. He looks like a different player. That'd be cool. Move that bus. And they move, and all of a sudden the players walk out like a little fashion show. Look at the biceps on George. My God, those legs are tree trunks. Faison Brandon, he's so handsome and strong. Like, all that would be cool to me. Because otherwise, I think we're just going to kind of drive ourselves crazy about this football program. We're going to go. We're going to do the whole. We're going to do the whole journey this year of like, this is a 6-6 team to like by the time the season kicks off, 10-2. Once you get some practice footage in August. But to me, Joey's the only thing that can really change anything. And I don't know how much he changes the actual wins and losses of the team, but he changes the conversation about the team a lot.
You don't think he would change wins and losses?
I don't know if he does or not. I would think he's worth a win or two. I would think so. Like if I was betting, yes. I think with the way Tennessee is set up, I would call my shot that we will have a 7.5 win total. I kind of think that's where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
With Joey, I would venture to say it would go up to 8.5. I think a veteran quarterback would be worth that. Now, whether or not it plays that way on the field, I think it's impossible to say because we don't know what type of play we're getting from McIntyre. I would hope that like he is going to be able to game manage his way to at least some wins because like the defense should be really good. Tennessee's invested in the defense. You would hope that fixes things and like, hey, we're not asking the quarterback to do much. Hey, here's some easy slant passes to Braylon Staley. No one can guard him on a slant pass. Hey, here's Mike Matthews getting the ball in his hands. Let's see what he can do. Like I would hope that they would be able to coach around a average quarterback.
Kind of feels like the current situation you're in between George and Faison, it's more of who's going to lose you more games instead of who's going to win you more games. Yeah. Whereas I feel like if Joey Aguilar gets in there, maybe the conversation does change a little bit of like, what's a game that we maybe were penciling in as a loss that we think is a win with some quarterback play of a guy that we know has kind of been in the system.
If you get good Joey and you get a healthy, non-tumor in the arm Joey, year 2 in the system, like, yeah, the ceiling goes up, I think, with year 2 Joey from what I would think of these quarterbacks coming in as their first-time starters. Sure. I like the way you said it, though. Like, yeah, I think you're trying to find a quarterback to not lose you games with the freshman. Your game plan is like, hey, let's keep them somewhat safe because there was a lot of that with Nico too. Like, hey, don't let Nico lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do think at certain times, against Alabama and Florida, you had to eventually go try to win the game because you were down. You had to go do something, and Nico was able to do that in the second half. But especially in the first half, so I think there's a reason we got shut out a lot of first halves because we were trying not to let the game get away from us. Hey, let the defense make a play. Hey, let Sampson break off a run. I would imagine if you have your freshman there out next year, you have a very conservative game plan where you're just trying not to have your quarterback lose. Maybe with Joey, you could go out and try to win some games. Maybe it's really dumb to say that I don't know if it would impact wins and losses because it almost assuredly would. Joey's, I think it's safe to say we should probably look at him as worth at least one win in actual like practicality. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but once I did, I couldn't believe it took so long to do it. Paying too much for my cable bill had become a bad habit. I either wasn't getting what I wanted or never knew where to find any of my favorite shows until it was too late. Plus, the prices just kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch, called Philo. For just $25 a month, I can catch all my favorite shows on networks like BET, MTV, and TLC. It even has Nickelodeon for my kids. I can watch anytime I want, anywhere I want. Plus, Philo lets me have up to 3 streams at once, so everyone can watch what they want at the same time. Throw in the unlimited DVR that saves all my favorites for up to a year, and this really is the best deal in TV. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Sound too good to be true? Well, try it out for yourself, and you'll see why people who love TV love Philo. Go to philo.tv, that's PHILO.tv, and start your 7-day free trial now.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Ay. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. Fan Run Radio. Talk Sports said, not in my house. I ain't talking to Kim, babe. John and Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost. John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we ain't making new friends.
Talk Sports.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Live remote tomorrow of The Drive. Live in Lenoir City, the grand opening of the new Casual Pint. Go by and see the boys. They'll have a lot of beers on tap. They'll have some food, and they'll have some good radio for you. Stop by and see them. Support the people who support us. The brand new Casual Pint in Lenoir City. Got to say, there was a Indiana defensive lineman that went on Barstool's Wake Up Barstool yesterday. Mikhail Kamara. And he had a pretty glowing endorsement of Owings.
It seemed like all their players just love this guy.
Yeah, but this quote is about as good as it gets if you want an endorsement. Neither hire guarantees success. Oh, this was from a VolQuest where they were writing about it, but they're quoting Kamara's quote when they're asked about the unsung heroes in the program. So they're talking about, just guys who are in there doing the work that maybe don't get the shine. He says the first one goes to Derek Owings, our head strength coach, who is unfortunately now the head coach at Tennessee. Sig is the head coach of the team, but when it comes to the players, it's really D.O. He sets the standard. He's with us 24/7. He's with us year-round. He sets the tone for how this program is supposed to run. I really tip my hat to him.
Big time.
To me, that's a pretty big endorsement from a player about a strength coach. I think the part about being there 24/7 and kind of being the real guy running the program when it comes to being with the players and making sure they're doing their job and following through. The toughness of that program, you could say, comes from Owings.
I mean, that's your coach that has the most access to the players year-round type of thing in terms of just rules for practices and stuff like that. I remember as a kid there was some 60 Minutes special on that Scott Cochran guy for Alabama back when he was running Alabama's strength program and yelling all over the place. But, every single Alabama player that talked about just coming through his strength program just got totally transformed, not just physically, but mentally as well.
Let's hit some headlines. Let's kick off hour 3. P-Team, what you got?
Finalists for NFL awards out now.
Okay. Let's guess them.
All right. MVP.
How many they give? 3 or 2?
5.
5?
Looks like it's 5 for everything.
5?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, so I mean the two. I think you could have done MVP really at 2, but okay, so Drake May, Matthew Stafford. One of those guys is winning. I assume it's going to be Stafford.
Yep.
The other 3 guys that got to go, would that be Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence is in there.
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
And the 5th one, I assume, is a quarterback as well?
Nope.
No? Not a quarterback?
McCaffrey.
Okay.
Coach of the year?
Coach of the year. I'm fascinated to see who wins Coach of the year because I think there's some great candidates. I would say Vrabel's there.
Vrabel's in there.
I would say Liam Cohen is there.
Liam Cohen.
I would say that Ben Johnson has to be there, as does Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a top 4. A 5th. Did I say McDonald yet?
Nope. He's in there.
Okay.
That's the last one.
Boom. Boom, boom. Give me 5 booms, Bubba.
Boom! 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 Boom!
Let's go.
I think you could make a case for literally all 5 of those.
No, I mean, that to me is maybe the best awards race that I remember. The MVP was at 2017 in the NBA. Like I thought that race was really interesting because it was James Harden versus Russell Westbrook after Durant left, and Westbrook's just averaging the triple-double.
Was that when Harden was averaging like 50 or something like that?
Well, he was averaging like in his the low 30s, but like he was awesome. And the Rockets were the 1 seed. And then like you had Kawhi Leonard, who was actually just like the best 2-way player in the league and like carrying the Spurs. I thought that was a really, really interesting MVP race. This might be the best awards race that I can remember. That one right there, the Coach of the Year, because like you said, you can make the case for any of those 5 guys. I don't know how I'd even rank them. How would you rank them? Like who would you pick to be the winner right now? McDonald?
I think so.
Vrabel had the turnaround, but like Vrabel,
he's an established coach already. Like to me, I kind of give the rub to McDonald, who like is doing head coaching for the first time.
Okay, see, I don't really play. I don't really care about that. I don't play into that. Like to me, it's about what they did versus like expectations and all that. But like Vrabel, the huge turnaround there. I mean, in most years he would be a runaway winner.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think there's enough talk about the schedule that maybe he does it. Liam Cohen saved Trevor Lawrence, and you know that year 1 turnaround was pretty good. McDonald had the best team in the NFL this year, and took Sam Darnold and molded him into a successful guy. And then, like you said, year 1 being able to do that's a big accomplishment. Ben Johnson, same thing though, like taking the Bears from laughingstock to a 2 seed and getting the best out of Caleb Williams, and Shanahan overcoming 50 injuries. I don't think Shanahan's going to win it. I'd say he's probably like I'd say Cohen's 5th, Shanahan's 4th. I'd probably go Ben Johnson 3rd. And then I would probably go Vrabel 2nd, McDonald 1st, I think is what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
If I was divvying out the award or if I was setting the odds. All right, Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive play.
You got 5 of those guys?
Is this one new? Assistant Coach of the Year?
I'm not going to guess the Assistant Coach.
Yeah, but that one, I've just never heard of that one.
Was Robert Saleh on the list?
No, so it's a fraud list.
Yeah,
anyway.
fraud list.
Offensive Player of the Year, yeah.
That would be Jackson Smith and Jigba. That would be Puka.
Yep.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Wow, no Jahmyr Gibbs.
Nope.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
So that's 3. I'm surprised Jahmyr was
quarterback and a running back left.
Quarterback. They're supposed to put quarterbacks on there. I mean, I don't feel like it is. Did they put Bijan Robinson on there?
Bijan's on there, yeah.
I think he prefers Bijan.
Bijan, yeah.
And the quarterback, I mean, I guess that has to be. That'd be Drake May.
Drake May.
I guess Gibbs. The dream died down the last couple weeks of the season, but he was one of the favorites for most of the time. All right, that's good. I don't want to do Defensive Player of the Year.
Comeback, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I don't really want to do those.
James Pierce in the Defensive Rookie of the Year finalists.
Good for James Pierce. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I mean, did Cam Ward at least finish top 5?
Nope.
What a joke.
Tet McMillan, Tyler Shuck, Emeka Egbuka, Travion Henderson, Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Okay.
Emeka Egbuka, like
I was gonna say,
that
I have
was
a hard
4 weeks.
Yeah, I have a hard time letting you tell me Emeka Egbuka had a better overall rookie year. Like he had a better first month, like you said, but like by Halloween, he was basically cooked. They made up their mind about Cam Ward a long time ago. It's sad.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Next headline, please.
Baseball people up in arms with some of the contract details coming out of Kyle Tucker's deal, as he will be paid a $1 million salary in 2026 with a $64 million signing bonus.
What is the significance of this?
So
is this trying to manipulate the luxury tax?
The thing that people are really
there's no salary cap
up in arms about is the deferrals of all of these contracts. So, like, the Dodgers are basically paying, I believe Shohei is getting paid like $2 million this year because of deferrals.
Yeah, but like, okay, but to me, this is the opposite, right? Is a signing bonus, that's not a deferral, is it? A signing bonus, in my mind, is upfront money.
I think it's like that, but I don't think he gets paid. Like, I don't think he gets paid a huge dollar amount until like, way down the line.
Okay, so it's not up front. Like when I hear signing bonuses in the NFL, that's always used interchangeably with upfront money.
No, I think the signing bonus is. I'm saying like his base salary.
Well, his base salary is only $1 million, ain't it?
Yeah, but I'm just saying like that's what baseball fans are pissed about, is that like they're just turning all of this into deferrals and then just a signing bonus, but they're just paying players. I think the Dodgers have over $1 billion in deferrals, and so I think what people are saying is like you're just able to go get all these high dollar players. They get a contract that still they get their money from, but it's just not like they're able to kind of manipulate. I think some roster management from that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm confused about, because like I said, the signing bonus to me means upfront. Deferral means down the road. So, like, Tucker's deal comes with $30 million deferred. Okay, a present day average of $57 million. Already on track.
Something I also saw was that the signing bonus gets taxed wherever he resides, whereas the salary gets taxed where he plays and works.
Okay,
so like if he lives in like
in Florida,
right, or like Texas or something like that, he's just getting $64 million.
Oh, that's nice for him,
right?
As a way to offset those deferrals, the Dodgers gave him a $64 million signing bonus. Okay, so yeah, like to me, they're paying him $54 million up front. That's kind of the opposite of deferring. That's just giving it up front. But I do think that's an interesting way of getting around maybe some contract stuff. Like you said, like, hey, you want to try to tell us that our California taxes are too high? Well, guess what? My home's not in California, so I don't have to pay taxes on that. I only have to pay taxes on $1 million salary. That's interesting. Lockout coming.
I kind of feel like we're headed that way.
I don't feel like it's a kinda. I feel like it's a no-brainer. Like, you can't keep letting the Dodgers make a mockery of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
They paid close to $170 million in luxury taxes last year. That was more than the Mets and Yankees, who had the second and third highest payroll. That was more than them combined. Yeah, that's absurd. But good for Kyle Tucker getting $54 million up front. Good for him.
Have you seen this this news kind of related to Kanye, I guess? Apparently.
Oh, no. What's he done now?
He's gotten nothing in terms of like publishing on The Wire, the song Through the Wire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily surprise me, because, I mean, that was with Shaka Khan and taking that song and that being kind of his first one. I wouldn't imagine that the contract was too ironclad in his favor. So he just doesn't make any money off that?
He said apparently like they wanted 50% of it, and then they somehow, I guess, negotiated for him not to be able to get that.
Ended up with all of it?
That's surprising to me, though. Just like I feel like that's easily one of his most famous songs.
Well,
he's just not making anything off that.
Yeah, I mean, that's an iconic song, but that's the thing whenever you come through with his style of just sampling other people's stuff and taking other songs and flipping them and, you're taking Through the Fire and making it Through the Wire, you don't get as much money for it. That doesn't really register. Whenever you tell me Kanye's going to be in a headline, I hold my breath a little bit and expect the worst. That one wasn't that bad. I can live with him not getting royalties off of that song.
Mark Pope had some things to say post-game about the Bediako news.
What did he say? Because it's funny watching these guys say something because Nate Oates had some things to say about it too whenever it happened with the Baylor kid, and then he turned around and did the same thing. Which Alabama fans are like, no, see, he was talking about high school players losing spots. This is mid-season. We're not recruiting any high school players mid-season. That's okay. I mean, never mind the fact he would take up a roster spot next year too, I would assume. But either way, what did he say?
Pope said the NCAA might lose in court, but they still get to decide who makes the NCAA tournament. At some point, we have to take a stand and regain some tiny ounce of sanity. This game matters too much. Was basically saying, like, hey, like, if they want to let this Bediako kid play, great, but they could also decide that these wins don't count basically for Alabama, which would then kind of hurt their resume, which would then hurt their tournament chances. So he was kind of just saying, like, all right, if you want to go play this kid, sure, but I think there should be, like, some stipulations and, you know, I kind of agree with the guy, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I've seen people leading that charge of just saying, hey, like, the NCAA doesn't have to acknowledge these wins when it comes to their resume. I mean, like, does that just mean every team that plays them is just playing a bye game? The game doesn't matter? If you lose to them, it doesn't punish them? It seems very strange.
Yeah.
I hope he loses this court case. But I don't think he's going to. Like, I mean, there's a guy playing at Baylor that played professionally, overseas. We got Ethan Berg. If you were a lawyer, could you realistically say that those are that different? Now, I would say, going back to the conversation in hour one, I think the clearest thing is, hey, if you played professional basketball at all, you don't get to play in college basketball. But everyone keeps wanting to sue for everything. Everyone keeps wanting to sue, and if you're the NCAA, you can't win in court because we're all about protecting people's right to make money. That's kind of what it's morphed into, right? With all these college instances is like, am I hurting these players by not letting them make money? If the answer is yes, typically they're like, okay, well, we got to let them do it. Seems what it's kind of morphed into. Anything else?
Mets made some big moves yesterday.
I don't care about the damn Mets.
Yeah, Freddie Peralta.
Scrappy underdog Mets getting to go out and fill out a roster with the second highest payroll.
Yeah, it's all about the Mets, baby. Woo, let's go Mets. Let's go Mets.
What is the reference there?
There's somebody takes a Kingpin from Spider-Man, and there's like just a meme video where he's like, "It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the match. Let's go Mets."
So he's just a big Mets fan?
In this meme that they put out, yeah.
Oh, okay. Kingpin was in Spider-Man?
Yeah. It's animated.
Yeah. But when I think of Kingpin, I think of Daredevil. I mean, is that the same?
Yeah, Wilson Fisk.
But it's the same universe, Daredevil and Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge comic book nerd, but I thought Daredevil was DC. Is Daredevil not DC?
No, he is Marvel.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Does Spider-Man and Daredevil have any crossovers?
I believe they do.
You don't know for sure?
I haven't really looked into the comic books.
Why the hell? Are you sure Daredevil's Marvel?
Positive.
Why the hell wasn't he in any of the Marvel stuff?
They haven't brought him in yet. Just like the Punisher and a couple of other people that I'm forgetting.
Like,
they
Venom
never brought in Shang-Chi either for the big movies. He had his own standalone one, and they just kind of let him be.
That confuses me. I would have thought Daredevil would have had a spot. I mean, they let what's his name come in, Deadpool. Well, why not Daredevil?
His time's coming.
Is it because of Ben Affleck in that movie? Everyone hated?
Oh no, I don't think anything that has to do with anything because it's like ever since their Netflix show that they put out long ago.
Okay. I guess I do know. I guess they did have Daredevil. He wasn't one of the scenes in the Spider-Man movie, right? They did have him in there, sitting with Aunt May, right? The guy with the glasses, The blind guy, I mean, he wasn't in costume.
They never explicitly said it was Daredevil, but yeah, he was a lawyer.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not really a comic book nerd. I'm like a 3 out of 10. We'll play some Capper Facts coming up next. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
All right, let's play a little Capper Facts. Bubba's cooked up some topics. Look at that guy. Chef Bubba. Chef Bub RD, ready to go.
With the help of people.
With the help of people. Good job by Chef Bubba and his people. Hopefully it goes better than Sam's trivia. I'm still mad. It's Thursday, which is why I kicked his ass the last 2 days, Bubba, in the golf game.
I don't know about maybe one of them.
Well, I think if you just take the two-day score, you're down like 18 strokes. Give or take. We'll call it 15. You're down like 15 strokes over 2 days.
Luckily, we don't play 2-day tournaments. You know, every day is a new day.
Lucky for you.
Every day is a new day.
Lucky for you, we don't play 2-day tournaments, although you're still in 0-2. Because I'm taking out my aggression, Bubba, on him cheating me and lying to me in trivia. Let's play some Cap or Facts.
Just remember all caps when you spell the man name.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Our country has failed us.
Facts. I had one coach, and he used to say, "Put yourself in situations where you're not comfortable."
Oh
Play
yeah,
outside
that's my
of your
favorite
comfort
saying.
zone.
That's my favorite saying. I watched the whole game. I seen the whole game. I was at home watching the game, and you know, I said he was going. Before the game even started, when I seen, I said he was probably gonna score 70 tonight. I don't know what made me say that, and my friends was with me, and they was like, okay. So when he got to like 70, I was like, well, he might as well go for 80 now.
That's Cap. No, that's Facts. It's Cap or Facts. A segment that I insert. And anyways, starting off, gents, Mr. Sam, Mr. John. Sam, I know you're not really the biggest basketball guy, but your thoughts on Ja Morant. Ja Morant should be traded. Get him out of Memphis. Bad place for him to be. Cap or Facts?
I actually go Cap here. If I'm the Grizzlies, I think I'm trading Jaren Jackson Jr. instead. I think Jaren Jackson Jr.'s got much more trade value, and I think that you could get a better haul for him. And quite frankly, nobody wants Ja Morant. And I've been there. I'm not casting stones. Nobody wanted Trae Young either. I think if you're the Grizzlies, you at least try to keep Ja in Memphis. He wants to be there. That's really half the battle when you're a small market team. Is do your stars want to be there? Ja Morant says he's got him tattooed on his back for a reason. He wants to be there. We could argue about whether or not he's actually a star on the basketball court when you look at the way he plays now and how, he's not nearly as effective as he was a couple years ago. But see what you can get for Jaren Jackson Jr. because nobody's going to give you anything for Ja Morant, so keep him.
I'll say Cap. I don't follow the NBA, you're right, but I do. I like drama storylines in the NBA, and I feel like some of the drama just isn't really there anymore if you just send Ja Morant off to a new team. I still think there's kind of some fun aspects of like him staying in Memphis. Does it cause the coach to get fired that they just hired? Do they change kind of the outlook of the team with him in there still? I like the
Now, what if I
subplots.
tell you from a dramatic standpoint, Sam, you get to see him run around South Beach?
I would like to keep threats in the certain, I don't want to have to bleed it into other cities. I know what we've got with him in Memphis. Like, God forbid we get him into a bigger city with,
fair enough,
more nefarious activities able to happen.
You don't want to put the women in Miami in danger. I get it.
Yeah.
Noted.
Los Cubanos. Next up, Sam, you're a big movie guy, but there's movies that I never really hear you talk about. Zombie movies, Sam. There's a lot of them, but there's too many zombie movies, Sam. Is that Cap or Facts?
Facts. I don't really like zombie movies.
Apparently,
too unrealistic.
Apparently, these 28 years later ones, people have been talking highly of them. Have you seen commercials for them, like the Bone
Temple?
Yeah. Do you watch those, Bubba?
No.
I tried to watch the first one, like with Cillian Murphy in it, that came out 30 years ago, basically. I don't know if it's that long, but that came out in the early 2000s. I never could make it through. I'd watch the first 20 minutes of it and fall asleep every time. Then they did 28 weeks later. And then 28 years later. But apparently people speak highly of these. I kind of like zombie movies. But I do. Can we not create new monsters? Are we done with monsters?
Especially with the way that technology is these days. CGI and graphics and stuff.
But
I don't think people are that creative anymore.
We just have our monsters already. We got vampires. We got werewolves. We got zombies. Is there anything else I'm missing other than just like humans that are, going out and being crazy? Aliens, I guess. Although vampires apparently work. I don't know if you guys saw, the Oscar nominations came out. Sinners broke a record with 16 nominations, which feels a little extreme. But,
They also got Lovecraftian style as well.
Yeah, I mean, they did do a lot of good like costumes and the sound on it and everything. So I'm sure a lot of it's that. But people like vampire movies.
What's typically just a lot in terms of like nominations?
Like 7's usually like eye-popping. Like I don't know what the record was before, but 16 is the bit that means it is the most decorated movie of all time, in terms of nominations, which again feels a little crazy.
I didn't think it was like that. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, but like I don't know if 16 nominations good.
I'd like to run down and see, because like I said, I'm sure a lot of them are the costumes and the sound and the mixing and all that. Like it's, not just all actors and not all directors and screenplay and all that. Plus they have the new like box office achievement award that it's probably going to win because it did big numbers in the box office compared to budget and, not having established IP and all those things. One Battle After Another picked up 13. So I mean, like that
Viva la
one
Revolución!
That was a big one too. A couple small beers. Yeah, had a couple small beers. You watched that one yet, Sam?
I've watched that.
Did you like it?
It was good.
You didn't like it?
It didn't blow me away.
Bubba, did you like it?
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh.
I just see clips of it popping up on my feed.
So you're not a movie guy. You watch your movies on Instagram and TikTok just in 2-minute reels.
I'll watch them in like 2 years from now.
Gotta let the kinks get worked out. Let all the updates come out and happen.
On the services, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to record it straight from the phone.
It's on HBO. I mean, I don't know if you have HBO, but it's on HBO.
No, I don't pay for subscriptions.
Well, you said let it get on the services. What are you waiting for? The illegal streams?
I can't say that.
I'm sure they're out there on illegal streams too, Bubba.
It's always a nice day on the seas somewhere, though.
He's a pirate, everybody.
No.
I like Zombieland. World War Z was all right. But there's like 3 new zombie movies that came out. I'll say that is that's facts. I'm done with zombie movies.
I don't think there's enough of them, but.
Oh. Big zombie guy.
Yeah. Fellas, I don't see either of you fired up. I don't see any American flags or patriotism going on for the Winter Olympics.
Oh.
They only happen every so often here. I think the Winter Olympics are kind of underrated here. I know it's a different thing, but Winter Olympics deserve more recognition. Cap or facts?
I'll go facts.
It is crazy that it starts in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can you name one Winter Olympian that does like that isn't Lindsey Vonn? And like or like a hockey player?
Shaun White.
Is he still around? Like, are we sure that he's still around?
Red Gerard. I remember that kid.
Was that the one Bubba was talking about yesterday?
But I do remember him even if he didn't say that.
I don't know if I know Red Gerard.
Myles Garrett's girlfriend, right? She's like a snowboarder, I think. Don't know her name, but.
Okay, Myles Garrett's girlfriend.
Who's he with? Wait.
Yeah. Maybe that's kind of the fun of it, though. It's like you find new people that you didn't even.
Oh, he's with Chloe Kim. What?
Chloe Kim. There you go.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to me that Sam called her Myles Garrett's girlfriend.
She was established well before Myles Garrett.
But it's also crazy that neither Bubba nor I was able to correct that without Googling it. So, what are you going to do?
I don't keep up with a man's love life.
Well, I've seen it just because that went viral where he would come over and talk to her family. And like
that's all I saw.
Yeah, and the dad like wasn't super thrilled to watch his daughter kiss, which, that's fine. Whatever.
It also is just kind of a strange couple to me. He looks like a literal giant
because he's a big black man and she's a little Asian woman.
I mean, the size difference is just insane.
It honestly feels like it should be more jarring. I'm looking at him with a picture right now, and I feel like it should be crazier if this is her. I don't know if this is her. No, this says Sierra Toomey. Never mind. Either way, the Winter Olympics. I don't really have any juice for it at all, Bubba. But your question wasn't or not I had juice for it. It was, should I have juice for it, essentially, right? Is it overlooked? Does it get the attention it deserves? And
I feel like more athletes in the Summer Olympics, but I actually do kind of feel like the events are maybe more action-packed in the winter.
Hold on. What? You think the events in the winter are more action-packed?
Agree.
You agree? Am I the idiot
it's
here?
all just like running and stuff. I don't want to see sprints and running.
Racing is about as action-packed as it gets. Like a foot race is as primal and as old as time. Like
and all the jumps and stuff, skiing and
this time we got blades on objects that people are going around, at excessive speeds and twists and turns and G-force and
the speed. I mean, yeah, you're going
physics
faster
with
than
rocks
any,
on
than
ice
any
and sweeping.
Summer event that you can do.
Putting rocks on ice and sweeping. That's the action-packed stuff you're talking about there of curling.
The contact they make just.
Okay.
Bobsledding.
Yeah, all right.
That's dangerous. There's not too many dangerous.
So
I get maybe not action-packed. I should say dangerous. I don't think there's too many dangerous Summer Olympic events.
Well, I would imagine more people die per year swimming than they do bobsledding. Just for the record,
not in a pool with people monitoring it.
I'm just talking about being in the water. Being in the water. Okay, dangerous, sure, I'll give you because you're skiing mountainside with a rifle attached to you, but that's
action too.
That's not action.
Yeah,
No, watching them do the marathon, where they ski.
Biathlon, that's sick as hell.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not very cool, to be able to do that or not hard to do, but it's not made for TV. Watching them ski across the plains and then get out their gun and shoot a target, that is not action. That is paint drying.
I think a lot of summer events are paint drying. I kind of hate the Summer Olympics.
I
could not. Hater of the Summer Olympics.
I could not disagree more about this.
I don't like the basketball.
Well, you could say basketball and hockey's a wash. I mean, whatever. That's fine. I won't, argue that side of it. Even though I do prefer basketball to hockey much more. I know not everybody does, but the racing in the pool and on foot to me is just by itself better than anything in the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics racing, am I wrong? But outside the speed skating, is everything else not just time trial? Like when you're bobsledding, you're not racing other bobsleds down there. You're just racing the clock. That's hard to watch, in my opinion, in terms of knowing who's actually winning or not. Plus volleyball, man. Plus volleyball and sand volleyball. What was the prompt, Bubba? The Winter Olympics deserve more love?
Yeah.
That's cap. I hate the Winter Olympics. It could go away and it wouldn't bother me at all. I wouldn't blink an eye. There's a reason we put the World Cup on the same year we put the Winter Olympics. Because we need an actual global event that people care about. The World Cup is what I'm referring to, Bubba. People care about that across the globe way more than they care about the Winter Olympics.
Okay, mister.
Who are the best countries in the Winter Olympics?
USA.
Not as dominant as we are in the summer, but is it us against Canada and Russia? Who is it? France? Yeah.
You got to throw the Chinese in there.
Do they do Winter Olympics? I'm asking. I don't really know. I don't know. Do they thrive in Winter Olympics? I know they're our biggest competition in the summer. I hate the Winter Olympics.
Norway.
You're who?
Norway.
Okay. Yeah.
Germany.
Okay. I mean, we got some beef with Germany, going back, 100 years.
Switching gears here as we get to sports here a little bit more. But on the American side of things, Christian McCaffrey is the greatest running back of our generation.
Bubba, are you just trying to make me mad? Are you just trying to piss me off here? Christian McCaffrey, that's cap. Now, Christian McCaffrey, great career, but he's not Derrick Henry. Does anybody think Christian McCaffrey's greater than Derrick Henry? Bubba's hands up. You moron. Really? You really think he's better?
This man is molded by his father. Strict regimens to become the greatest athlete of all time.
Okay, he's not the greatest athlete of all time. I mean, McCaffrey has had a great career. Don't get me wrong, but how many 1,000-yard seasons do you think he has in his career, if you were guessing, Bubba? Just off the top of your head.
5.
5?
Yep.
Okay. What if I tell you that he has played 9 total seasons? You think 5?
Yep.
Okay, well, he did just get his 5th. But that means he's got 4 where he didn't even break 1,000 yards.
Injuries, man.
Well, yeah, that matters. That matters. How many 1,000-yard seasons do you think Derrick Henry has?
4.
I'm going to be really pissed off if he only has 4, but I'm fairly confident he's got many more than 4. But I didn't know if you were maybe setting me up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7,000-yard seasons, Bubba.
That don't mean nothing.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got more 1,500-yard seasons than Christian McCaffrey has 1,000-yard seasons.
13,000 rushing yards versus 7,600.
And you can't even say it's longevity. Now, Derrick Henry has been more, has had more longevity, but like in terms of just years of service, like McCaffrey 9 seasons, Derrick Henry 10.
153 games versus 112.
Well, that does come into longevity a little bit.
122 rushing touchdowns versus 62.
Get the hell out of here, Bubba. Derrick Henry, again, for my money, I've said it before, I'll say it again, he's the last traditional Hall of Fame running back we'll see. You're watching. No, that's not to say Christian McCaffrey won't get in, but if he does, it'll be a lot because of his versatility and him catching passes.
I'm not saying this guy's near Derrick Henry, but when I was watching Miami this year, like on their playoff run, Mark Fletcher gave me like some Derrick Henry vibes. Maybe it was just like his frame and also being
the guy that
4.
punches people.
He was defending his family, maybe. We don't know for sure. Mark Fletcher runs hard. I kind of see what you're talking about there.
He's just got kind of a similar build. Wore the same number.
Is he a monster of like 200-plus pounds packed onto him?
I feel like he's a big boy.
How many rushing touchdowns Derrick Henry have?
122.
Yeah, 6'2", 225.
122 rushing touchdowns for Henry, 62 rushing touchdowns for McCaffrey. That's almost double.
How many touchdowns does he have?
122 rushing for Derrick Henry. That's not counting receiving. Or for McCaffrey. I know he's
actually?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, you were just saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
I just said that.
Oh.
I paid no attention.
It was in your head. Derrick Henry is the greatest running back of this generation. Is McCaffrey second? I don't even know if I'd say McCaffrey second. Maybe he is, though. Jonathan Taylor? Huh?
He's third.
He's third?
Yeah.
Saquon?
Not enough data yet.
Who else are we even really putting in there?
That's what I was just about to ask. What quantifies as A, just this generation, and B, who are those guys?
I was thinking like the last 15 years. Or maybe it's not that. Maybe it's more like the last
Le'Veon
Bell.
Bell.
10 to
12 years. Gurley at his peak has great numbers, but
sick.
Gurley played 3 years.
He's still involved in top 10s in certain categories though since he's stopped playing. I always see those stats of I don't know, rushing touchdowns or something in the last 8 years or 9 years, and Gurley's still in the top 10.
Yeah, no, I mean he only played 6 years and had 67 touchdowns. So I mean
he was a fantasy just cheat code.
That means he had 11 a year. That's pretty stout. But
Le'Veon Bell,
yeah, he's up there. But that's in terms of greatness, sure. But that's what I'm asking in terms of this generation. Is Bell this generation or last generation, or kind of a hybrid? I never really know what that means. But either way, it's not Christian McCaffrey. Good for him though to have such a bounce back season, to where Bubba would ask this dumbass question.
That's crazy.
You got anything else? You done? We good?
There's one more, but it's a spicy topic, so we'll let it be.
You don't want to be spicy? Okay, sounds good. Last call on the other side. Stick with us.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Last call here on the program. Appreciate you boys stepping up today. We have heard from Cody. We at least know he's alive. He says he doesn't feel good. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. But way to pull it together with a wrench thrown in our plans. Good job by you, Bubba. You've been an MVP today. You've been great. Great. Those might be the best Cap or Facts topics you've ever had. Like, those might be the best questions you've ever came up with.
That kind of hurts.
That might be the best you've ever done. I thought those were good.
You're just like the weatherman.
Shout out to you. You did a great job. Anything sports-wise tonight going on as we look ahead? Is it just NBA season? Do we need to start bringing back like 15 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes of NBA talk? I know nobody likes it, like here in the room with me, and I know most of our audience probably doesn't care about it either, but I still like it. I still watch it, and like, hey, at a certain point, football goes away, and the basketball team ain't great, so like we're gonna have
sports calendar shrinks.
Yeah, so like maybe we get 8 minutes a day on that. I don't know, man. I've tried to not make the audience listen to that, but there are still some people out there that care. They're still out there. We got to start pivoting. It was great whenever just the basketball team was great, but this basketball team ain't even very fun to talk about right now. Bubba, what did we miss today?
A couple things.
Couple things here.
Takes me a little bit to use my fingers to go in between tabs.
I've heard that. I feel you. My hands get locked up. I can't even really use my right hand at all anymore, Bubba. But Sam, I bought me a new mouse. I don't know if you saw.
I saw that. Yeah,
I am back.
Spent $300 on it, like those other ones you said.
Some of the mice, some of the mouses, some of those online were crazy.
You buying gaming mice from Razer or
No, I just want one to scroll.
Oh.
My other one broke due to my fault. But I like having a mouse to be able to like do stuff with when I'm doing the show. It just helps me a lot. I don't like using my hands there. So I bought me a new one. But no, there were options that had for $300. I saw one that was like $700-$800.
You should be locked up if you buy a $800 mouse.
I kind of think so too, but this is, $15, nice little Logitech, and it great mouse. Could not recommend it more. Easy to set up. Just had to plug it in. I'm back to scrolling now, baby. I'm good to go.
So there's something this story has. It's not that important to a lot of people, but for me, it kind of bugs me a little bit.
Okay, let's see what bugs Bubba.
So for women,
new segment idea. What's bugging Bubba?
For women's basketball.
Oh God.
UConn and Vandy have set up a home-and-home for the 27-28 season. And I feel like they're trying to take the Lady Vols flow here because Vanderbilt gets maybe 2 somewhat consistent overall seasons, I feel like, as a casual women's basketball fan here. And now they're trying to take on, one of the Dragons to slay. Come on. Know your place. You're not the top team in the state of Tennessee.
Wasn't their coach a UConn player?
I don't know any history about them. I'm just speaking straight out of,
Bubba didn't say he was getting bugged for rational reasons. This is just what's bugging Bubba.
Don't make sense about this situation, Sam.
So what's bugging you? Give me the too long didn't read version of that because you started losing me.
UConn Vandy doing a home-and-home now.
Okay.
And I feel like that's taken away from the luster of UConn Tennessee.
Oh, well, are we planning on doing UConn Tennessee in the future?
I mean, I feel like we'll see him play again.
Yeah, but I mean, not like next year. I mean, I know we have to go up there in a week or so to give the return trip from when they came here, but women's basketball does do a good job of just like the best programs do play each other. And it does feel like Vandy's women, I don't know if I want to call them the best program, but it does feel like they are actually pretty legitimate in terms of establishing themselves as a top-level SEC program. I think I buy into them more than I do the men's program. Like if I'm buying stock in one or believing that one's actually like going to be elite year in, year out. Feels like Vandy's women a little bit ahead of the men. We don't get to call dibs on UConn, Bubba. Okay? We don't get to call dibs on them.
Well, that's a shame.
They get to play other teams, and sometimes it'll be those teams in Tennessee. What's the next thing here, Bubba?
We have Lindsey Vonn, at the age of 41, making the Olympic team.
Good for her. And that'll be an interesting storyline. She's a name. We talked about names in the Winter Olympics. That's at least a name we know that we can root for. I don't know if she's any good anymore or not. I don't know if you can stay at the top of your game into your 40s in that sport. I don't know. But I'll watch. And I find her to be beautiful. She is beautiful to me.
You and Tiger Woods are quite the man in mind.
Me and Tiger Woods have a lot in common. He's won a lot of golf matchups, and this week I've won a lot of golf matchups. They're starting to call me the Tiger Woods of the office, Bubba. You learned the hard way, too. You remember what happened. You got hawked down on the 18th hole by me before, too, like Tiger Woods has done to many people. Which that's not exactly true. Tiger usually was a front runner. Tiger usually had to be winning going into Saturday coming out of Saturday, going into Sunday to win the majors typically.
What'd you say?
Tiger was a little bit of a front runner. Whenever he had the 54-hole lead, that's whenever he was at. Nobody ever really beat him from that. It took him a while to actually have a come from behind Sunday, didn't it?
I guess, but
you guess, but what?
I mean, I feel like calling someone a front runner when they just dominate for the entire tournament isn't exactly front running. That's just domination.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even necessarily mean it as a bad thing, but there's a stat for so long that if Tiger had
give up 54-hole leads,
right, but he also for a while wasn't winning if he didn't have the lead after 54 holes. I don't think he had very many Sunday comebacks.
I guess, yeah.
So I
don't think that's super common in professional golf, though.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. But he only. I think the 2019 Masters was the only one that he came back in. Which means that if he had his A game on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he was probably going to win. But if he didn't have his A game, he wasn't going to win. I'd like to see the breakdown for other people. I mean, I feel like Brooks. Surely one of Brooks's he came from behind on Sunday. Surely. I don't know about Rory. I mean, I don't know how many Spieth or whatever. Mickelson. I don't know how many of those guys had comebacks. But anyways, they're calling me the Tiger Woods of the office, Bubba.
Can't wait for that scandal to come up.
Wow.
Anyways.
Rooting on my downfall.
One thing real quick. I didn't know the Australian Open was going on, but it is. And Pegula keeps winning. Also, Novak Djokovic, 399 wins, one away from 400. Good for him, I guess. I haven't kept up with the Australian Open, John.
It's fun. It's okay. You don't have to, but like it's happening. I haven't really been keeping up with it either. I did see that Rafael Nadal came out and said Djokovic was the best tennis player of all time, which I thought was nice of him to say. I guess it really is a gentleman's sport. So many other sports, people want to tell you they're the greatest, and I'm the best. I'm not really going to talk about other people great, especially like competitors that, I had to battle with. But he said Djokovic was the best. All right, Bubba, good job by you. You got anything else?
My guy Kyle Busch getting screwed on an insurance life policy. Tried to sue the company for $8.5 million, and they're trying to dismiss it.
On a life insurance policy?
Yep. Apparently, I guess he didn't read the policy. I haven't looked into the story too much, but
he's alive.
Yeah, but you know,
how do you get screwed before you die?
I don't know.
Is he paying too much?
I think that's what he's thinking. Also, Tyler Barron, VFL.
No.
Jacoby Thomas, VFL.
Yes. I give Jacoby. He only played 1 year. But I didn't feel like he actually wanted to leave. I think he just wanted to be respected, and we didn't really respect him, and then he left. That's a tricky one. You say yay or nay? Him only playing here 1 year probably means nay.
VFA.
Yeah. I probably have to say nay there. Definitely nay on Tyler Barron. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
What kind of day is it? It's a